up?
Hey, look. Trials and tribulations as a man, it's all in God's hand, yet it's all in God's plan. I know that you struggle with it, but ain't no giving up. This trial gon' build you up, yeah. Trials and tribulations as a man, it's all in God's hand, yet it's all in God's plan. I know that you struggle with it, but ain't no giving up. This trial gon' build you up. Look, you my brother, I'ma keep it real with you. God plans and no one he loves, so let him deal with you. And escape from these curses, therefore we gotta live with it. Every day is a battle, you just can't let it get to you, yeah. This a light affliction, only Christ can fix it. In the day of vengeance, when he pay a visit, I just to pay attention, hold the line, put up them fists, preach his truth throughout the cities. Be about our Father's business, so keep that faith in your ear. If it ain't righteous, edifying, then why let it come near you? These scripts, they medicate you, meditate, these words, they'll cure you. Keeping these laws and these commandments, not a nation, they free you. Cry out loud till they hear you. Trials and tribulations as a man, it's all in God's hand, yet it's all in God's plan. I know that you struggle with it, but ain't no giving up. This trial gon' build you up, yeah. Trials and tribulations as a man, it's all in God's hand, yet it's all in God's plan. I know that you struggle with it, but ain't no giving up. This trial gon' build you up. Look, when it get hard, keep your head high. Just know you tried the most high, he got it planned out. Your way and paying out. It's a different road, still the same destination. It might take a little longer, but it's to teach you patience. Your reward is not the world, it's the kingdom waiting. And I can tell how bad you want it by the way you label. And it's truth, I mean in life, you might just lose some things. You can't go back to your old life in the way that you used to be. Keep moving on. Gotta keep fighting, gotta stay strong. Can't lose your faith when things go wrong. Just hold the line and don't be moved. Seems like God just trying to prove you. Trials and tribulations as a man, it's all in God's hand, yet it's all in God's plan. I know that you struggle with it, but ain't no giving up. This trial gon' build you up, yeah. Trials and tribulations as a man, it's all in God's hand, yet it's all in God's plan. I know that you struggle with it, but ain't no giving up. This trial gon' build you up, yeah.
What up?
I think that I'm ready.
Breastplate, check, up, shoes, check, strap, shield, check, helmet, check, yeah, swerve, check, yeah, spirit, check, go, hold up, that's it, let's go. I got the swerve on me, I got the word on me, I'm about to air it out, I'm about to purge it out, I got a I gotta clear it out. Yeah, I gotta clear it out. I got them locked up, like Cameroon in here. Seated in heavenly places. Whoa, calling the shots in here. I want it all. I want the healing and all. I want the blessings and all. Get out of my throne. Yeah, I got the principality shook. When I pull up to the scene, I got the book of look. And I'm strapped, ayy, 10:19, whoa. Ephesians, ayy, 6:13, whoa. I'm at the flex, ayy, yeah. Watch me clean, bill. Check, check, breastplate, check, go, shoes, check, strap, shield, check, helmet, check, yeah, swerve, check, yeah, spirit, check, go, hold up, let's go. I got the sword on me, I got the word on me, I'm about to air it out, I'm about to purge it out, I gotta, I gotta clear it out, yeah, I gotta clear it out.
I gotta clear it out so I can rep the name that God placed upon me. Watch the way that God changed the game, cause he made the game like he worked for Sony. Every day I approach temptation like a Power Ranger with this armor on me. That's the only way that I remain blameless, cause I'm too dangerous when he call up on me. I got new intentions, check. Time to do the mission, check. Making new decisions, check. Now I'm too forgiving, that's a bet. I can see through every lie that the devil tell me, so I won't ever go for that. And I know God ain't gonna ever fail me, so I ain't never going back to life.
Check, check, breastplate, check, go, shoes, check, strap, shield, check, helmet, check, yeah, swerve, check, yeah, spirit, check, go, hold up, let's go. I got the sword on me, I got the word on me, I'm about to air it out, I'm about to purge it out, I gotta clear it out, yeah, I gotta clear it out. I remember days I was tripping, I remember days I was slipping, yeah. I remember days I was still caught up in the system. Look, I had to break out the cage, I had to find a way, I had to get down to pray. I ain't no prey, I am alive today, I make them run away. Yeah. All of my prayers gon' go, all of my angels gon' go. Whoa, whoa. I got the armor on, covered from head to toe. Hey, I got the spirit on me, I'm about to put on the show. I'm about to flex like Christ, make him a spectacle. Let's go.
Hey, shalom, shalom, shalom. Ashar Shabbat, shalom. This is the Most High God. Yahweh Bahashem, Mashiach Yahweh Shai. Hope everybody's doing good. Hope everybody's alive, physically, obviously, but spiritually also. It's been trying time, man. The devil is definitely on his job. A lot of businesses being attacked. A lot of trials and tribulations that we're going through lately. And I just want to say Tawada Yahweh for allowing us to still be here, still be alive. You know what I'm saying? In the physical and in the spiritual. Listen, man. This is part 2 of the conditions of the battle. Got a lot more precepts that we wanted to hit. And, you know, I've been convicted to bring this out because I personally been dealing with a lot of things. Me, my family, that I know in my camp, brothers that I know outside of the camp, brothers and sisters, marriages, children. There's been a lot of things happening lately. And a lot of these things, man, are conditions of the battle that we must face, that we must overcome to be able to move on to the next level of where we should be, where the Most High God wants us to be. So Tawada Yahweh, man, let's throw the Tawada Yahweh's in the chat. We're going to get in. Might just meet me today, but hey, I'm with y'all. And 2 and 3 is gathered together. Christ is in the midst. So that's how we're going to move today. Tawada Yahweh, Tawada Yahweh, Tawada Yahweh, Tawada Yahweh Shah, Tawada Yahweh. Sister Joanne Gilchrist, Shalom, Shalom, Shabbat, Sister Malka, Shalom, Shalom, Shalom. Oh, we got a new name. Shamashar, Abaya. Shalom, shalom, Shamashami, sunshine. All praise to the Most High God. Let's see who else up in here early. Shara, shalom, sis. Carla Taylor, shalom, sis. Officer Knox is in the building, shalom. Jayla Turner, shalom, Sister Ed, my sis, shalom. Ryan Rose Butterfly, shalom. Officer Boaz in the building. Rose the Shebrew, shalom, Ashar Shabbat, World Without End. The man, shalom. And anybody else is going to come in a little later in the building, Ashar Shabbat, shalom to everybody here. Josephina, shalom, sis, shalom. All praise to the Most High God. Before we get started, man, I'm going to read something that my mom gave me. Gave me some inspiration, some words. And I just read it to y'all. This is Small Straws by Marsha Burns. It says, I have given you the strength and endurance to face every challenge that comes your way, says the Lord. All you have to do is rise above fear and dread in the confidence, and you can do all that is necessary. This will require a reset in your thinking. It is a time to rise above the doubt and condemnation that comes against you. The enemy of your soul will do everything possible to keep you down, but I will do everything possible to raise you up. All praise to the Most High God, man. She added Ephesians 6:11 through 13. If y'all know what that is, this is put on the whole armor of God, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. For we do not wrestle against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against rulers of darkness of this age, against spiritual hosts of wickedness in the heavenly places. Therefore, take up the whole armor of God, that ye may be able to withstand the devil, so I can withstand in the evil day, and having done all to stand. Oh, I can't read this morning. But all praises to the Most High God, the water Yahweh, the water Yahweh. I see Captain Yahweh in the building. Okay, I see a couple of Wadi Yahweh's. Hey, brothers and sisters, not grateful this morning. I don't know. I know I am, man. Been through too much not to be. Listen, I wasn't even going to teach this morning. That's how down and out I was feeling. But, the title of the lesson, the Most High God convicted me. I said, man, I got to come up in here. I got to do something for the Lord, or else it's just going to get 10 times worse. So, we got to push through. All right, so I'm gonna do a quick little review over last week. Last week, what we touched on first of all, once again, the title class is The Conditions of the Battle, Part 2. So what we touched on is Ecclesiasticus 40:1. I'm gonna run through some of these things that we just hit on a couple of things so we can get into the actual lesson. Ecclesiasticus Sirach 40:1 says, great travail is created for every man, and a heavy yoke is upon the sons of Adam, from the day that they go out of their mother's womb to the day that they return to the mother of all things. We understand that, man. It's a heavy yoke on us from when we was born until we die. So, man, listen, we got to keep pushing. We just got to keep pushing. These are the things that we have to deal with because of the sins of Adam, because of our bloodline's disobedience. Second Esdras 7:54, it says, for we have walked in unpleasant places, 54 through 57, and that the faces of them which have used abstinence shall shine above the stars, whereas our faces shall be blacker than darkness. But while we lived and committed iniquity, we considered not that we should begin to suffer for it after death. Then answered he me and said, this is the conditions of the battle, which man that is born upon the earth shall fight. Man, listen, if we don't have discipline, if we don't use abstinence, if we don't restrain ourselves, we're subject to fall. We're subject to fail. You know what I'm saying? If we don't restrain ourselves against powers of the devils or our own temptations or our own lusts, we're subject to fall and fail. These are the conditions that we have to fight, man. We talked about examining ourselves and counting the cost last week. We got into that, man. 2 Corinthians 13:5. Examine yourselves whether you be in the faith. Prove your own selves. Know ye not your own selves? How that Mashiach Yahushua is in you, except you be reprobates. If Christ is in you, you're making a change. You're becoming a new man. So we got to examine ourselves. We stay falling victim to the wiles of the devil. Why? Because we're not dealing how we should be. We're not protected how we should be. We're not put on the whole armor of God. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it gets a little heavy on us. So we start taking that breastplate off. You know what? That's exactly what the enemy's going to attack. We start taking our helmet off, you know what I'm saying, to get a little air. You know what? That's exactly what the enemy's going to attack. So, man, we got to examine ourselves. We talked about the physical battles, how all of the enemies come at us, how they come at us with much pride, as it says in 1 Maccabees 3:20. They come against us in much pride and iniquity, destroy us, our wives and children, to spoil us. But we fight our lives, our laws. It's like, and our laws, wherefore the Lord himself will overthrow them before our face. And as for you, be ye not afraid of them. And listen, man, it's a lot of pride, it's a lot of iniquity. The enemies just stay coming at us. They stay coming at us. And that's even harder because you are marked as a child of the Most High God. And, you know, you see it in the book of Ezekiel, it says, mark those who sigh and cry. You know, and this is what we're doing by going, by reading the Bible, being on Bible study, talking to one another. We sighing and crying. We talk about the homosexuality, how disgusting it is, how disgusting pedophilia is, how disgusting idolatry is. We sighing and crying for the conditions of our people, the mindset and the dogma that's been put on us for so long. We're sighing and crying for that because they literally are trying to destroy us. And we talked about that last week. We talked about those persecutions. We got into that pretty heavy. We talked about the attacks from our own people. We talked about how Saul literally trying to kill David. We went over that last week too. We talked about betrayal. We talked about how Judas betrayed Christ. We got into a little bit of that too. We talked about Paul and where he had to go through. How he was. I'm gonna read that part of 2 Corinthians 11:24 through 28. It says, of the Jews 5 times received I 40 stripes, save one. Thrice was I beaten with rods. Once was I stoned. Thrice I suffered shipwreck. In the day have I been in the deep, journeying often in perils of water, and perils of robbers, and perils by my own countrymen, and perils by the heathen, and perils in the city, and perils in the wilderness, and perils in the sea, and perils among false brethren, and weariness and painfulness, and watchings often, and hunger and thirst, and fasting often, and cold and nakedness, besides things that are without, that which come upon me daily, the care for the churches, because of the work he was doing, because of the ministry, because of just his belief in the Most High God. Demons, persecutions from the enemies and his own self, the lust that he has, and things that he didn't want to do starts raising up his ugly head. All of those things we have to deal with are conditions of the battle. We talked about sickness. I remember that, right? If y'all don't remember that, y'all might need to go back into that lesson. We talked about the king, man, who literally his bowels came out of him. Eliel did bowelroids last week. We talked about that. We talked about the sicknesses, man, that we have to deal with as a nation, as a people. All the sicknesses that were in Egypt because of the curses and all of those that wasn't even in Egypt, things that we have to deal with that we never had to deal with in the past. We got to deal with now. And these are conditions of the battle. We talked about mental illness. We touched on that. We touched on mental illness. I want to read Matthew 17 and 15 down to verse 21. The book of Matthew, verse 17, and I'm going to start at verse 15. It says, Lord, have mercy on my son, for he is a lunatic and sore vexed. For oft times he falleth into the fire and oft into the water. And I brought him to thy disciples, and they could not cure him. Then Yahweh answered and said, O faithless and perverse generation, how long should I be with you? How long should I suffer you? Bring him hither to me. And Yahweh rebuked the devil and departed out of him, and the child was cured from that very hour. Then came the disciples to Yahweh apart and said, why could not we cast him out? And Yahweh said unto him, because of your unbelief. For verily I say unto you, if ye have faith as a grain of a mustard seed, you say unto this mountain, remove hence to yonder place, and it shall remove. Nothing shall be impossible to you. Howbeit, this kind go out, but by prayer and fasting. Hey, listen, man, a lot of our conditions that we deal with is because of a mental illness. A lack of faith is mental illness. Not being able to pray is a mental illness, man. I suffered from that this week, man. Literally, the devil was telling me, "You don't even pray." I'm like, dang, man, I'm suffering from that mental illness, man. Like, yo, a day is too much. It's way too much. Brothers put it in 3 times a day that we should be praying. You know, multiple times throughout the day. I'm very grateful for that. And if you go a day without praying, man, that's something in you that's attaching themselves to your spirit that's making you go off. It's a mental illness at that point. Spiritual, mental. It's an illness. And that there is one go out unless you do what the Most High God tell you to do, or what Christ is telling you to do, and that's prayer and fasting. Man, listen, I want to touch on getting into the lesson. I want to touch on being dealing with a lack of faith and a lack of hopelessness. We're going to get back into the breakdowns in the next couple of weeks. I got some good breakdowns for y'all. But right now, this is just something that I feel like I need, and I feel like a lot of sisters need right now. Sometimes you in situations and relationships, you're in a job or a lack of a job or a lack of a situation, and you feel hopeless. You feel hopeless. Sometimes we lack the faith that the Most High God wants us to have for us to be able to obtain the things that he wants us to have, you know what I'm saying, that we need to get. Well, you know what? We got to work on that. We got to work on the faith. We got to work on our hopelessness. We got to have hope in the Lord. I'm going to start right in the book of Hebrews chapter 11 and verse 1. It says, now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. We know the scripture, man. We bring the scripture out all the time. This is a reminder that faith is a substance of things hoped for. I have faith. How do I have, what does faith even mean? I'm hoping for something. I'm hoping for salvation. I'm hoping for healing. I'm hoping to be better. I'm hoping for my financial situation to be better. You know what I'm saying? Shoot, sometimes I'm hoping for my internet to work right. You know what I mean? I'm having faith that the Most High is dealing with me, that he truly does, even though we say, you know, our hearts is wicked, and the Most High God knows our hearts, and he knows that it's wicked. I truly hope that the Most High God knows that I have a heart that wants to serve him. You know, I really do. I hope and I pray, and I need to strengthen my faith. You know what I'm saying? But that starts with hope. You know what I'm saying? Sirach 14:2. I used to bring the scripture out all the time. Sirach 14:2. It says, "Blessed is he whose conscience has not condemned him, and who is not fallen from his hope in the Lord." Listen, we've all fallen short of where we need to be. We all fall short of where we need to be. You know what I'm saying? Maybe not Christ. Maybe certain other brothers here and there who throughout the scriptures who are named to be perfect. Well, you know what? We have the ability to be perfect too. We have to continue on the path through faith. We have to continue on in the path through hope. Scripture says once again, blessed is he whose conscience has not condemned him. Yo, when you conscious, it's telling you, yo, listen, you're going off. You still blessed because your conscience is rocking with you. It's trying to guide you. But when your conscience is telling you, yo, you're doing right. You know you're going off. But your conscience is making justifications for things that you're doing. Hey, man, that's a condemnation. That's a condemnation. That goes back to examining yourself unless you be a reprobate, unless you fall into that reprobate state of mind. You know, it's very easy to fall into that. The scriptures continues on to say, and we in Sirach 14:2, and who is not fallen from his hope in the Lord. Listen, having that hope in the Lord is so important. It can be an anchor for your soul. I talk about that a lot. I used to talk about it a lot, and I still hold true to that way of thinking. You know, if you have something that you believe in, if it's hope, if it's faith, if it's I want to make the kingdom, whatever it is, it needs to be an anchor for your soul moving forward. Without that anchor, you'll drift and go anywhere. You know, you ever get lost? You ever seen somebody get lost in sea or lost in the ocean? It's very hard to find his way back. It's very hard for someone else to even find you or to help you or to rescue you. You know what I'm saying? So you got to be grounded and you got to have an anchor. And a lot of times, well, for me, that anchor is faith. That anchor is hope. You know, and I pray that the Most High God never removes his spirit off of any of our brethren or our sisters. You know what I'm saying? Because without his spirit, lost. Romans 8:24 says, we are saved by hope. But hope that is seen is not hope. For what a man seeth, why doth he yet hope for? But if we hope for that we see not, then do we with patience wait for it. Hey, listen, we are literally saved by our hope and desire and want to serve the Most High God. We are saved by that. You know, even if we fall, even if we trip up, we get back up because of our hope, because of our faith. We keep pushing forward because of our hope and because of our faith. Listen, I tell you right now, I didn't want to do this class this way, man. The Wadi Yahweh for putting it on my spirit, man. Because as much as I'm teaching y'all, I'm teaching myself right now. I'm trying to motivate myself to keep pushing. No matter what comes your way, no matter what's in your life, man, you gotta have hope. You know why? Because you were saved by it. You were saved by the hope in Christ. You were saved by the hope in the word of the Most High God, because everything he say must come true. We saved by that thing, man. Not as of right now, but we will be if we continue on in this faith and belief and continue on with our hope in the Lord. I'm going to read that one more time. Romans 8:24. For we are saved by hope. But hope that is seen is not hope. Things I physically see, that's not hope, man. People were seeing Christ's miracles. The prophets were seeing Christ do miracles. And they didn't really believe. They didn't have enough faith. But we are saved by that hope, man. But hope that is not hope, but what a man seeth, why did you yet hope for it? Because I see it. I know it's going to come true. That's not hope, you know? But if we hope for that we see not, then do we with patience wait for it. A lot of us, man, want things immediately. Hey, listen, I'm weary too, sis. Hey, but we gotta keep pushing. No matter what it is that we weary of, what it is that we going through, we have to keep pushing. Matter of fact, I got a precept for you too. This book of Sirach, chapter 2, and I'm gonna read verse 12. It says, woe to the fearful hearts and faint hands, and sinners that go two ways. Woe unto him that is faint-hearted, for he believeth not. Therefore shall he not be defended. Woe unto you that have lost patience, and what will you do when the Lord shall visit you? Hey, man, that woe is destruction. You know, when you faint-hearted, it's very easy for us to get lost. It's very easy for us to go back into our old vomit, to our sins. You know what I'm saying? It's very easy for us to go into a place where we really don't want to be. I really don't want to be against the Most High God. Do anything that goes against the Most High God. You know what I mean? Hey, Shalom. You muted if you ain't know.
Hey, yo, Shalom. Yabashim Yoshabrakta.
Yahweh my brother. I love that brother, man. He's not the most handsomest brother in the world, but that's a good brother, man.
Man, I'm the best looking brother in the camp.
Hey, you know what? And we're gonna talk about pride too. We're gonna talk about I was a setup right there. That was a setup. All praise to the Most High. Hey, man, I needed you because I needed a drink of water. I was just talking. I needed you. The water to the Most High. Look at Malcolm like, nah, I ain't feeling that. Malcolm said, nah, I ain't feeling that. Hey, all praise to the Most High. Hey, man, we talking about hope. We talking about faith at this particular moment in time. You know what I'm saying? And how we are saved by that hope. We are saved by that faith. We continue to endure because of hope, because of our belief in the Most High God, because we want more than what we have today. And the only way we can even see it, you know what I'm saying, is by the help and assistance by a greater power than our own. And that's the Most High God. How about Hashem Mashak Yahshua? You know, you got something you want to add to that?
No, I'm rocking with you right now, man. You speaking good. You speaking good.
Hey, all praises. Hey, man, one of the biggest stories, and I'm not going to go through the story. I'm just going to talk about it for a second. One of the biggest stories of hope that you can find in the Bible is the story of Job. That's one of the, man, listen, man. Job is a man described as blameless and upright. And he faced mad, devastating trials, man. You know what I'm saying? Back to back to back. Yo, I don't know about you.
I would have folded.
If I would have lost all of this, what he lost, my spirit might have been shattered.
Would have folded.
But the Most High's never giving you more than you can handle. Even though you've lost your husband, you've lost your wife, you've lost your father or your mother, your child, God forbid, your child might have died. You know what? You can handle it. You can push through. You can push through. What's the scripture say? You can do all things through Christ to strengthen me. We bring that out all the time, but do you really believe it?
Right.
Sometimes in a dark place, you might not. That's where hope and faith comes in.
Right. You know what's crazy? And for real, like when I talk about this story, it's so much easier to speak about the story now, just because of where I'm at. But it's been brothers and sisters who are not familiar. So it's almost 11 years ago now. Almost 11 years ago, my daughter's mother, she passed away in childbirth, giving birth to my youngest daughter, to my 10-year-old. You know what I'm saying? And we was there at the hospital, and everything was good. We smiling, laughing, having a good time. And then to go from what's supposed to be a joyous moment all of a sudden to, travesty. That I went into a real dark place, during that point in time. And so because I know that the Most High was able to bring me through that situation, right? A period of my life when I felt like I was ready to, end my own life. I was ready to just like, man, why am I here? I thought the Most High, I thought you was with me. Why you let me go through all this? All those questions was going through my mind. You know what I'm saying? And I went like a week without eating, without drinking. My family was at the crib. You got to eat something. You got to eat something. I went like a week without eating, without drinking. I wasn't showering. As sad as that sound, I wasn't showering. I wasn't doing nothing. Right, I was just ready to give it all up. So I know what the Most High, if you have faith, right, and you need that faith, it's that faith, it's that hope that'll bring you through those dark places. And let's get that Philippians 4:13 real quick, because I want to add something onto that. Right, we say it all the time, or especially in the Christian church, that's I could do all things through Christ who strengthens me. The Christian church loves to say that, right? But they really don't stand on it. But let's get that.
Book of Philippians chapter 4 and verse 13. I can do all things through Christ, which strengthens me.
Right? I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Right? Through Christ who strengthens me. It's not my strength. It wasn't my strength that brought me through. Let me get one more. Let me get 2 Corinthians 12 and 9. It wasn't my strength that brought me through. Right? I had to depend on a power greater than my own. Because as strong as I like to think that I am, and I feel like I'm a strong dude, I feel like, man, I put my body through a lot. I was in the Marine Corps, pushed my body through all kinds of different obstacles and what have you. But it wasn't my strength that pulled me through that moment, right? I had to lean on something much greater than me. Let me get that in Corinthians, Papa Kasha.
2 Corinthians 12 verse 9. And he said unto me, my grace is sufficient for thee.
Come on.
For my strength is made perfect in weakness.
They said his strength is made perfect in weakness. So when you're weak, when you can't do it, you have to. You have no choice. You have to depend on the Most High. You have to turn to the Most High. You have to, go through those moments where you're doing nothing but you're praying. You're humbling yourself, right? You're crying out to the Most High. Because I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me, right? It's Christ who's strengthening, right? So a lot of times when we go through these different situations and different obstacles in this life, sometimes we just got to fall back and say, man, I can't do this on my own, right? And we need to go to that prayer closet, right? We need to fall on our knees, right? We need to take that time to, man, let me fast, right? Let me fast and just be in prayer. Let me tune out all the distractions. Let me turn off the TV, right? Let me draw nigh to the Most High. You know, let me stop scrolling through TikTok. Let me stop looking at what's going on the gram. Let me stop making comments on Facebook. Let me just humble myself. Let me just pray. Let me fast. Let me focus on the Most High. Instead of turning to TikTok, open up the Bible. Right? But I'm going to deal with that.
Hey, sometimes you got to just talk to your brothers, man. Sometimes you got to talk to your sisters, man. Sometimes you need somebody to rely on and lean on, man. You know, a three-strand cord is not easily broken. You know what I'm saying? You, your brother, or you, your sister in Christ, or the Most High God, man. That's a three-strand cord, man. It can't be broken. You know, with two is in the Christ is in the midst.
Come on.
You know, so Christ is right here, right now, in the midst of this, right here. Hey, do me a favor, man. Give me Job 13 and 15. Hey, how would a man got stripped like Job? I think we've all lost something. We've all been there when we lost something in our lives. You know? I said, I'm grateful for my circle. All praise to the Most High God for you to be able to have that. A lot of brothers and sisters don't.
That's right.
You know? Hey, man, but listen, man. Job was stripped of all his wealth, afflicted with painful sores. He was grieving the loss of his man, that I don't know how that feels. And Howard had just talked about it. It's crazy that he brought that up and he jumped on the class today. Yet with faith in God, remaining unshaken in the darkest hours. Didn't you say he was in a dark place?
Man.
In the darkest hours. You know what I'm saying? Hey, read that Job 13 and 15, Baba Kashah.
John, this is Book of Job, chapter 13 and verse 15. Though he slay me, yet will I trust in him.
Yo, read 14. I think I want 14 and 15, I think.
Khan, this is Book of Job, chapter 13, verse 14. Wherefore do I take my flesh in my teeth and put my life in mine hand?
That wasn't what I wanted. Keep reading. Go ahead.
Though he slay me, yet will I trust in him.
Yo, that's faith, that's hope, belief right there. That's faith, that's hope, that belief, that's belief. He said, though he slay me, though I got to get punished, I got to get put through hell to be refined, because that's what you're going through, a refinement process. That's what Yahweh went through. That's what I be going through. That's Sister Kanai and every other brother and sister who's going through something in their life. They're going through a refinement process. That's what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? Read that again. I don't know if you froze. You still there? Oh, the brother might have froze up. I'm going to read then the book of Job, chapter 13 and verse 15. Though he slay me, yet will I trust in him. But I will maintain my own ways before him. What is my ways? The law, statutes, and commandments. What is my ways? My faith and belief in the Most High God. What is my ways? Whatever ways the Most High God has for me. You know, though he slay me, though I go through these persecutions, though I go through this refinement, I'm going to continue on enduring. I'm going to push through and I'm going to keep these ways. Verse 16 says, he also shall be my salvation, for an hypocrite should not come before him. You know, we bring that word hypocrite out a lot, but we talked about that in the New Testament. You see that word hypocrite, it means like stage actor. That's really what it is. So in the midst of you going through trials and tribulations, in the midst of you having terrors, you got fiery darts coming at you every which way. You can't be a hypocrite and go against what you believe in or what the faith always was. You got to stay true to who you are. You a child of the Most High God. Stay true to that, man. Stay true to that. Hey, listen, Hebrews 11 and 6 says, but without faith it is impossible to please him. For he that cometh to God must believe that he is, and he is a rewarder of them that diligently seek him. You gotta remember that. I always pull the scripture out right there when dealing with faith, when dealing with hope. I always pull that scripture out. It is impossible to please the Most High God if you don't have faith, if you don't have belief, if you don't have hope. What are you doing? And you got to believe that he's going to reward those who diligently seek after his ways and hold true to his word, man. I thought I lost you for a second.
Yeah, this computer tripped out. It's all good though.
Hey, listen, we have faith. The internet is going to continue to work, and the computer's not going to get down. we have faith that the word is going to come out, man, and our brothers and sisters going to be edified. That's what I really mean. Hey, listen, let's go to Ephesians 6:12. We read that earlier. Spiritual warfare. Spiritual warfare. You know, we talk about faith and how that's a sickness, a lack of faith. It can be a sickness, man. It also is a warfare that we're fighting, which is in the spirit. Ephesians 6:12 said, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. Howard was just talking about how he went into a dark place. You know, I went into a dark place this week. You know, we're subject to go into dark places in our lives, period. You know what I'm saying? But we have to understand who we fighting against. We're not fighting against the physical form, man. We're not fighting against a brother who don't like you. Not for real, for real. We're not fighting against that sister in your house who's like a dragon with her mouth. Not for real, for real. We fighting against the spirit that's on that sister, that's on that brother. That's what we fighting against. We fighting against the spirit that comes from us, our own lusts, our own desires, man. You know? Yo, get that Howard, if you can still hear me, get that Chains of Darkness that he was reading on Wednesday. The book of 2 Corinthians chapter 10 and verse 3 says, what's up?
No, Con, you want to Chains of Darkness.
Yeah, Con. The book of 2 Corinthians chapter 10 and verse 3 says, so we walk in the flesh, and we do not war after the flesh, but the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through God to the pulling down of strongholds. And we got to pull down the strongholds keeping us bound, man. We got to pull down the stronghold keeping us bound. Because we are in a place of darkness when we go into our fleshly desires, man. That's in the spirit. Mm-hmm. It's in the spirit. When I see a sister that looks just so beautiful and I'm blessed, that's the spirit. I'm in a place, but it's the opposite of the right-hand side. I'm on the left-hand side in the spirit. When I'm moving, when I have a mentality that's just not right, I don't want to pray. Which is crazy to me when you think about it. But I get into that place where I don't even want to pray. It's like, what's going on? What's happening? We talk about fasting. I get in a place that I don't want to fast. Like, what's going on? What's happening? This is spiritual warfare. This is a dark place that you're in, man. Read that for me, Baba Kishar.
God, this is the book of Jude, verse 6. And the angels which kept not their first estate, but left their own habitation, he hath reserved in everlasting chains under darkness until the judgment of the great day.
Hey, read it again for me real quick and read it slow, Baba Kishar.
Come. This is Jude, verse 6. And the angels which kept not their first estate.
So yeah, we went through this on Wednesday. The angels are actually messengers. You know what I'm saying? So we also can be seen, we also can be seen as angels in a certain extent. The children of the Most High God can be seen as angels because they are messengers. They bring in the word to the brothers and sisters. They can be seen as angels. And we left our first estate. We talking about something different. We talking about us being in rulership, you know what I'm saying, and falling from that estate. You know what? I just left my first estate a week before. Having all this faith, I serve the Most High. Something happens in my life. Now I'm down. Now I'm an angel who left his first estate. Now I'm lacking faith. You know what happens when I lack faith? I lose power. I can't heal. I can't walk on water. I can't do miracles. I can't do things that I'm supposed to do. The powers of the Most High God gave me because I'm lacking faith. Damn. Listen, man. I'm literally talking to myself right now. Like I'm lacking faith. Go ahead and read.
But left their own habitation. He hath reserved in everlasting chains under darkness until the judgment of the great day.
You go into your flesh. Unless you shed the flesh, unless you become a new man, it's everlasting. Unless you can break the bond through faith, through the law, statutes, and commandments, through the light that the Most God gives you, you become reprobate.
Right.
Which is worthless. There's no coming back from these things, man. Everlasting chains of darkness, man. Listen, Galatians 5:17 says, flesh lusteth against the spirit. It's like it. The spirit is the flesh. And these are contrary the one to the other, so that ye cannot do the things that you would. Literally, it's a spirit in the flesh that's lusted against the spirit that the Most High God gave you. The Most High gave you a breath of life, man. That's full of spirit. That's wisdom. That's understanding. That's love. That's caring. That's all those good things that the Most High God is. But we go against it when we're dealing with the flesh, not just the physical form, the touch, but the spirit in the flesh. That spirit that dwells there. Man, you go into that place, it's a hard job to get out. You need prayer, you need fasting, you need brothers, you need sisters. You need people in your corner that help you get out of that place. The water to the Most High, man. The Most High for my wife, the water to the Most High to Yahweh, the water to the Most High to all the brothers and sisters who just been there. Judah always a brother who listened, man. You know what I'm saying? I talked to Judah, Jonathan, and Eliel this week, and we just got into the scriptures, man. We talked about a good hour about scriptures, about one of the breakdowns that I'm trying to put together. We just talked, and that was like it just brought my spirit up. I talked to Chief Ephraim the other day for about a good hour, and he talked about visions and having a vision, and you know how that can help you. You know what I'm saying? Be focused on your plan, or what comes your way. You got a plan for your life. You know, when you have a career or a job, or when you want to start a business, you have a vision. And if the city comes to you with a certain thing and they making problems for what you're trying to do, you try to find a way to still keep your vision going strong, don't you? You invested money into your vision,
right,
time into your vision,
right.
You know what I'm saying? Well, ain't did the same thing with the Lord? Haven't you invested time into the Lord? Haven't you invested time into reading these scriptures and understanding? Haven't you invested time in your brothers and your sisters? Have you not invested time in your vision? If you haven't invested time in your vision, well, listen, you need to start now.
Right.
AHOS. All the brothers and sisters around the world in Israel. If you don't even know that you're an Israelite, this is a message that's universal. Have you invested time in your vision? Or are you just dealing with the spirit of lust? This is what I want.
Right.
You got something you want to add?
No, actually, man, you know what? I wanted to grab a precept earlier.
Let's get it.
Let me this out real quick. This is Ephesians chapter 5 and verse 6. It says, "Let no man deceive you with vain words, for because of these things cometh the wrath of the Most High upon the children of disobedience. Be not ye therefore partakers with them. For ye were sometimes darkness, but now ye are light in the Lord. Walk as the children of the light." Right? And this was just really kind of to go in with what you were saying about the flesh and the spirit and how the two are contrary to one another, right? And we have to make that decision to walk in the light, to be the light, once we know the truth, we have to make that conscious decision to be the light, because we're going to have that flesh that is constantly at war with the spirit, right? The flesh is constantly at war with the spirit, right? And like I said, it's going to be those times when you don't want to pray, when you don't want to fast, when you don't feel like reading your scriptures, when you don't feel like doing the commandments of the Most High. I mean, it's sometimes, man, and I'm gonna keep it 100. It's sometimes I just feel like, man, putting hands on somebody.
And I'm glad you ain't say eating pork, brother. But yeah, I agree with that one.
Yeah, no. I don't have those issues no more. I don't
Yeah,
dealing with pork. I don't have that. That's not a weakness for me. Dealing with pork is definitely not a weakness.
Put my hands on somebody's weakness too. Yeah, kind of.
Right, but that's a thorn, right? Because again, I'm a fighter, and so like sometimes somebody is say something to me, and they might not even know that what they just said was offensive, and I really gotta like and I gotta tell them, I'm like, bro, hey, you know what, but it's a large part of me that still wanna take it up, let's get it in. And so I battle against those things, and so we each got our own individual battles that we're fighting against, right? And I'm going to read it one more time. It says, this is Ephesians chapter 5 and verse 8. For ye were sometimes darkness, but now are ye light in the Lord. Walk as children of the light, right? So we got to walk as children of the light, right? Even though sometimes we might want to flash and we might want to tell somebody, where they can go and how they can get there. We're children of the light. We got to be different. We got to set the tone. We got to set the example, right? Even when you're dealing with your spouse, if you're dealing with your husband and your husband is pissing you off, your husband's done made you mad all day, how are you going to react to those things? Are you going to be the light? Are you still going to be that submissive wife? Are you still going to love on him, right? Are you still going to, do all the things that you say you want to do, right? Or are you going to let him take you into another spirit? And same thing with us men. Wife is going off, she acting crazy. How are we going to react? Are we going to go there with her, right? And then just make the whole house chaos, right? The whole house is out of order, so we have to choose how we respond and how we react to different things. And that's a struggle in itself, right? Making the choice to be like, you know what? I want to do this, but I'm going to do this, even though this is, I mean, if it's hard for you to sometimes to take that lower road, then 9 times out of 10, that's the way that the Most High wants you to react, right? Because it feel good to give them the business, right? But that's the flesh. I yield.
Con. I'm looking for this precept real quick. Say something for fast. I'm looking for this precept.
Con. In fact, I'm going to keep on reading. This is Ephesians chapter 5, verse 9. But the fruit of the Spirit is in all goodness and righteousness and truth, providing what is acceptable to the Lord, and have no fellowship with the unfruitful works of darkness, but rather reprove them, right? And so it's going into, the fruits of the Spirit.
Mm-hmm.
And, a lot of times, we say we're in the Spirit, but are we really walking in the fruits of the Spirit? Are we really reflecting that? We just gotta, and again, when I speak to you, I speak to myself, because I know sometimes, man, I can be stubborn as hell. I can be very, very stubborn, and I won't want to say something. I know I'm wrong. I know I probably should go apologize, but I won't do it. And that's something that I gotta fight through. I gotta fight with it, and I gotta deal with it. Sometimes in a situation, I know you're going off. Yahweh, you're going off. Still. And I'm thinking that in my head. I'm thinking it, but I can't stop.
Yeah. Man.
Right.
Hey, do me a favor, man. Grab me 1 Corinthians chapter 10. We're gonna read some of that. The scripture I was looking for, right? Because you was speaking on how a wife or how a husband will respond when their counterpart is upset, right? 1 Corinthians chapter 7, verse 14, it says, for the unbelieving husband is sanctified by the wife, and the unbelieving wife is sanctified by the husband. Listen, man, sometimes in that moment, I done lost my mind. I'm not believing. I'm doing things that's contrary to what I know I should be doing. I done went into the flesh. So that your wife will help sanctify you by her actions and her deeds, and vice versa. When the sister is just going crazy and you like, damn, why she acting like that? Well, you know what? Your next move, your next move is the move that helps her reel her back in. You know what I'm saying? Or what? You know what I'm saying? It's your next move that helps sanctify her, helps purify the demons and them spirits that attach themselves to her or to him. You know, a soft word turns away wrath, man.
Come on.
How the communication goes is a battle that we all have to learn how to fight. You know what I'm saying? These are conditions of the battle that we must face. We gotta learn strategies. We gotta learn tactics, man. I felt like I was slipping in the spirit. Bring that back up again. I felt like I was slipping in the spirit and called a congregation prayer. Pray it out, family. Come. Hey, man. 1 Peter 4:1 says, for as much as Christ has suffered for us in the flesh, arm yourself likewise with the same mind. For he that suffered in the flesh has ceased from sin, that he no longer should live the rest of his time in the flesh to the lust of men, but to the will of God. Yo, Christ literally is an example on how we should move. Let's read this 1 Corinthians 10:1. We're gonna read that down to verse 12, and then we're gonna move on from the subject.
Kind of real quick, I just want to salute the brother Barak, success's journey, the Malakim. Hey, shalom, it's our Shabbat.
Shalom.
This is 1 Corinthians chapter 10 and verse 1. Moreover, brethren, I would not that ye should be ignorant, how that all our fathers were under the cloud, and all passed through the sea, and are all baptized unto Moses in the cloud and in the sea, and did all eat the same spiritual meat, and did all drink the same spiritual drink. For they drank of that spiritual rock that followed them, and that rock was Hamashiach. But with many of them, the Most High was not pleased, for they were overthrown in the wilderness. Now these things were our examples, to the intent we should not lust after evil things, as they also lusted. Neither be ye idolaters, as were some of them. As it is written, the people sat down to eat and drink, and rose up to play. Neither let us commit fornication, as some of them committed, and fell in one day 23,000. Neither let us tempt Hamashiach, as some of them also tempted, and were destroyed of serpents. Neither murmur ye, as some of them also murmured, and were destroyed of the destroyer. Now all these things happened unto them for ensamples, and they are written for our admonition, upon whom the ends of the world are come. Wherefore let him that thinketh he standeth take heed lest he fall.
Hey, listen, man. Yeah, we think that we standing in the spirit. Take heed unless you fall out of the spirit that the Most High God has for you, and you fall into the spirit of the flesh. Heed of the examples that are all in the scriptures. Take heed of what our forefathers done went through. You know what I'm saying? Conditions of the battle, and you got to take heed when you see the enemy flanking you. You got to take heed when they come in with catapults, or they come in with this new form of weapon that can really cause major damage. You got to take heed of all of those things, man. You got to take heed of the aerial assault and find cover with the Lord. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yo, this is a battle we fighting. So take heed, man. You know. Hey, listen. Let's move on. Let's get Sirach 10 and 12. We got to deal with pride. Conditions of the battle. Listen, pride raises up his ugly head. We've been taught since a young child, you should be proud. I'm black and I'm proud. Listen, we all throughout, I don't know if it's this month or I've been seeing the brother Knock posted in Kalamazoo. They have a big old gay parade out there. You know what I'm saying? All around, they had these gay parades, gay pride parades. That pride is gonna stick his ugly head up, and is literally beginning of our destruction. Let's start at verse 12 in that Sirach.
This is the book of Ecclesiasticus or Sirach, chapter 10 and verse 12. The beginning of pride is when one departeth from the Most High, and his heart is turned away from his maker.
Hey, from the beginning of pride, man, is when you basically dismissing the Most High God. You saying, yo, forget the words, forget the prayers, forget. You start getting into your own self. You fall into that dark place and it's comfortable for you. You want to be there. You have a form of pride. Because I make the decision here. I do this. Hold up. I thought you were submitting to the Most High God. Nah, I'm going to be over here for a little bit. Hold up now. I don't want to scribe the class. I don't want to be on the classes. I don't want to go to camp. I don't want to do the work. I don't want to do the work of the Lord.
You teaching.
That's a form of pride, man. This is the battle that we have to fight. This is a battle, and I'm gonna say it again, and I hope y'all hear me. This is the battle that we have to fight. I'm pointing my finger at anybody because we talked about this before. I point my finger, I got a whole bunch pointing back at me. So we gotta fight these battles, man. This is war. And we gotta fight it, man. Read verse 13.
Verse 13. For pride is the beginning of sin. And he
pride
that
is what? Read that again.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 10, verse 13. For pride is the beginning of sin, and he that hath it shall pour out abomination.
Hey, listen, the beginning of sin, the beginning of you, first of all, pride is when you depart from God. We see that in scriptures, right? Yo, pride is the beginning of sin. Because not only are you departing from God, but you falling into sin. You fall into the flesh. That's that spirit that makes you want to stay mad after the other person already apologized. Man, listen.
Come on.
Man, listen. Trying to make amends, and I don't want to hear it. I tend to, I'm gonna be real with you. I tend to keep bringing it up. I had to turn my head on that one. I tend to keep bringing it up, especially when I feel like you're wrong. I'm gonna bring it up.
Right. Hey.
What you got to say?
Nah, that's real. And for or being on the other end of that, when somebody keep bringing up something that you done apologize for, it's like, yo, but that's that spirit though. Just like Captain said, that's that spirit that's on you that don't want to forgive, right? That don't want to love. That's that spirit that wants to keep divisiveness. That's that spirit that wants to keep the house broken up or that relationship broken up. That's that spirit, right? That's the spirit that we warn against, man.
Hey, and I was minded. I can't even hold you. Like, I feel like we talking confessions today. This is my confession. Like this. Hey, 2 Ezra 8 and 50 to the officer not. For many great miseries shall be done to them and a lot shall dwell in the world because they have walked in great pride. Listen, literally you're hurting yourself when you stand in that prideful place.
Mm-hmm.
That's a great precept to go with what we talking about right now. You know what I'm saying? Let's go to Sirach 6. I mean, not Sirach, Salakia.
Hold on, let me finish this off.
Oh yeah, Con.
Book of Sirach, chapter 10, verse 13. For pride is the beginning of sin, and he that hath it shall pour out abomination, and therefore the Lord brought upon them strange calamities and overthrew them utterly.
Hey, that literally perfect goes what Knock just brought out.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because that pride, man, beginning to sin, and then you pour out abominations. You start with some small discrepancies and small things that go against, I don't say small, but things basically that might not be as heavy a matters. You start with those things. You know what I'm saying? That goes against the Most High God. And you go and you lead up into abomination, things that's detestable, things that's worthy of death. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the natural progression when you're in pride.
Right.
Oh man, I don't talk about this no more. I mean, we probably do need to hit just a little bit more, but I'm like, dang, I don't want to talk about this no more.
You know, pride is thinking like you're never wrong about nothing.
It's cut.
Pride is thinking you always right.
Yo, let's just go to Sirach 10 and 14 and 15. Let's just do that. Read what I was
you said Sirach 10 and 14?
And 15,
This book of Sirach, chapter 10, verse 14. The Lord hath cast down the thrones of proud princes and set up the meek in their stead. The Lord hath plucked up the roots of the proud nations and planted the lowly in their place.
Listen, man, the meek shall inherit the kingdom of heaven, man. The meek shall inherit the earth. The only thing the proud have is ashes. Scripture says, why is earth and ashes proud, man? You come from the earth, man. You're going back to the earth. You're going back to being dead, your physical body. What are you proud for? Right. You proud for your achievement? It's minute in the eyes of the Most High God. That's minute. Because it's your achievement. You don't even want to give glory to the Father. It's your achievement. That's what we proud for. Well, you know what? It's destruction. Your position can be taken from you in a moment's notice because of pride. Hey, listen, man. Let's move on, man. Listen, it's a lot of deception. And this is another battle that we got to deal with, deception, people deceiving you. You know what I'm saying? Let me get Ecclesiastes 8 and 11. I'm going to read this right here. 1 Corinthians 8 and 9. But take heed lest by any means this liberty of yours, because we are under grace and you don't get punished immediately, right? Take heed lest this by any means this liberty of yours become a stumbling block to them that are weak. You know, sometimes we have to be careful on how we move it, because we influencing others. People are watching you. So we got to be careful that we're not becoming a stumbling block to other brothers and sisters. We got to be careful that the liberty that we have, because we're not getting punished, becomes a stumbling block to us. Let's read that Ecclesiastes 8 and 11, because this can be a stumbling block.
This is Ecclesiastes chapter 8 and verse 11. Because sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily, therefore the heart of the sons of men is fully set in them to do evil.
Yo, that's a stumbling block right there. Baba Kashah, go to Jeremiah 9 and 4 through 8, and then I'm gonna go to Acts after that, Acts 5. Listen, that's a stumbling block. The scripture says, because sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily, because you don't get a punishment right now, because the things you did, the hearts of the sons of men is fully set in them to do evil. Like we were just talking about with pride, we continue on till we start committing abominations, man. You know, that liberty literally is a stumbling block. This is a deception for us. We think we good, but we don't remember that the Most High God eyes are 10,000 times as bright as the sun. Is seeing all things. His voice, he hears the voice of the world. It says it in Wisdom of Solomon chapter 1. He hears everything. You know, every idle word, the scripture says. So, man, we got to watch that we're not being deceived, you know, or we're not actually deceiving others. This is a battle, you know what I'm saying, that we have to fight too. You know, you ever heard in the war, was that the War of Troy, when they had the Trojan horse?
Yeah.
They entered in with deception. They had a big horse that they gave. It seemed like a gift, and they seemed like they fled. They brought the horse in, and then people came out of the horse late at night while they all drinking and having a good time. They came out and killed a couple people, opened up the gate, let everybody rush in. Yeah, it's the same thing, man. We fighting the war. Beware of these deceptions. Let's get Jeremiah. Let's start at verse 4, and we're gonna read that down to verse 9.
Okay, Jeremiah 9 and verse 4. You said we're reading down to 9?
Yeah, we're gonna read that down to 8.
Okay. Book of Jeremiah, chapter 9 and verse 4. Take ye heed every one of his neighbor, and trust ye not in any brother. Every brother will utterly supplant, and every neighbor will walk with slanders. And they will deceive every one his neighbor, and will not speak the truth. They have taught their tongue to speak lies, and wearied themselves to commit iniquity. Thine habitation is in the midst of deceit. Through deceit they refuse to know me, saith Yahweh. Therefore thus saith Yahweh of hosts, behold, I will melt them and try them, for how shall I do for the daughter of my people? Their tongue is as an arrow shot out. It speaketh deceit. One speaketh peaceably to his neighbor with his mouth, but in heart he layeth his weight.
In the condition of the battle, we gotta look out for our own brothers and sisters trying to attack us. We talked about that in betrayal. You know what I'm saying? Last week, we gotta watch our own brothers and sisters. You gotta watch what you say to certain people. It says, take one counselor of 1,000, man. You gotta watch who you giving your information to. These are conditions of the battle. Right. You know what I'm saying? Hey, man, you're not gonna give the enemy your plans that you have, the plans of attack, will you? You know what I'm saying? Well, you know what? Sometimes there's spies that come in, and sometimes spies is literally work for the enemy. Hey, that enemy got different forms. Let's go to the book of Acts, man. Let's show some deception and the consequences of deception. Let's go to Acts 5. Let's read 1 down to verse 10.
This is the book of Acts, chapter 5, from the top. But a certain man named Ananias, with Sapphira, his wife, sold a possession, and kept back part of the price, his wife also being privy to it, and brought a certain part, and laid it at the apostles' feet. But Peter said, Ananias, why have Satan filled thine heart to lie to the Holy Spirit, and to keep back part of the price of the land?
Why he just couldn't say, listen, I'm gonna give you this amount and I'm gonna keep some for myself. I can't give you everything. I need something. So I'm gonna give you this for the ministry and for the church. And I just couldn't openly say that because they wanted to be in deception. They had a spirit on them to try to deceive the brothers who trying to do the ministry, man. That's why listen, man, it's better off if brothers just say, listen, I can't make it, I can't do this because this, that, and third. Then you just deceiving.
Right. Already know they're not coming out. Already know in their mind, I'm not coming, I'm not showing up, but I'm gonna try to make it Most High will. But you already know that you're not coming. So
hey, listen.
No, you just every time brothers say that, Most High will, or I'm gonna be there, Most High will. And you already know in your mind that you're not coming, you just lied on the Holy Spirit. Because you already know you're not coming. You already know you're not gonna be there. Well, oh yeah, I'm gonna come, Most High will. You just saying that. It sounds good. All right. And the crazy thing is now it gets to the point when you already know who gonna show up, who gonna do it, and who not. I yield.
Hey man, I've been there. I've been in a place where I was being deceptive, where I was deceiving. You know what I'm saying? I've been there. I've been in that position because of what I want or what my personal desires. And I'm not letting my desires be plain upon tables. I'm not letting it be known. That becomes a serious problem. I've been there. Hey, man. Hey, let's continue to read on this.
Verse 5. No, Salagia. Verse 4. While it remained, was it not thine own? And after it was sold, was it not in thine own power? Why hast thou conceived this thing in thine heart? Thou hast not lied unto men, but unto the Most High.
Hey, listen, it was yours. It was all in your power. You ain't just lied to us. You lied to the Most High. Like Howard was just talking about what brother saying, oh, Most High will, knowing that you're not going to do it. You ain't just lying to your brothers. You lying to the Most High, man. Especially when it comes down to this ministry. Go ahead, continue
on. And Ananias, hearing these words, fell down and gave up the ghost.
Yo, that brother died. That brother died.
Dead.
Yo, he confronted him with his lies and deception. Dude died, bro. Go ahead.
And great fear came on all them that heard these things.
Hey, we were just talking about an example. The Most High God used them as an example. So other brothers and sisters will actually hear these things and see these things and have fear. And be like, yo, the Most High God take you out.
Right.
Through heart attack, through whatever it might be. Hey, what happened? What happened with damn dude? I'm losing my thoughts right now. What his name is? With David, he went to go see if he can get some food from
Uzzah.
Huh?
You talking about Uzzah?
Nah, no. When he went to go get some food, when he was with his army, he went to go get some food. But the dude's wife came out and gave him some, but he was like, "Nah, I can't think of his name right now." Somebody help me out with. But the wife went behind his back and gave David and his army some food because they was gonna kill everybody that pissed against the wall. They want to kill everybody in the household. He comes from the house of Caleb. I don't know why I can't think of his name right now. Nabal. There you go. Throw it outside, man. My brother in the building. Abigail and Nabal. There we go. I know y'all knew what I was talking about. Literally, right after he heard what happened, he dropped dead, man. He dropped dead. Yo, these things are examples. You know what I'm saying? For other brothers and sisters to read and hear and think about how you should move. Helps you examine yourself. The water for all of y'all who gave the answer, because I really had a brain loss of brain right there. Let's continue on with this.
Verse 6. And young men arose, round him up, and carried him out, and buried him. And it was about the space of 3 hours after, when his wife, not knowing what was done, came in. And Peter answered unto her, Tell me whether ye sold the land for so much. And she said, Yea, for so much. Then Peter said unto her, How is it that ye have agreed together to tempt the Spirit of the Most High? Behold, the feet of them which have buried thy husband are at the door, and shall carry thee out.
Yo, he condemned them to death. I just seen what happened to your husband. You going to die too. I ain't even no games, man. Go ahead, finish it off.
Then fell she down straightway at his feet, and yielded up the ghost. And the young men came in, and found her dead, and carrying her forth, buried her by her husband.
Hey, listen, man. My bad. Yeah, that was it. And buried her by her husband. Hey, Wisdom of Solomon 1:4 says, For into a malicious soul wisdom should not enter, nor dwell in a body that is subject to sin. For the Holy Spirit of discipline will flee deceit and remove from thoughts that are without understanding, will not abide when unrighteousness come in. Hey, listen, man. Drop down Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 1 and verse 12. It says, "Seek not death in the era of your life, and pull not upon yourself destruction with the work of your hands." Man, listen, we are being deceiving, and we fall for deceptions. We're really seeking death. Man. Hey, man. Jeremiah 6:21 says, "Therefore, thus saith the Lord, behold, I will lay stumbling blocks before this people. The fathers and the sons together shall fall upon them. The neighbor and his friends shall perish." Man, a lot of stumbling blocks with deception. And one of the biggest deceptions that we have to deal with today, that we have to deal with back in the day, that we probably still going to have to deal with until Christ comes back, is these damn false prophets out here in the world.
God.
They come with some of the biggest deceptions we can ever. Let's start at Ezekiel 22 and 26 and 27. We're gonna hit a couple of these verses, and then we're gonna move on to the next idea. I thought.
God. You said Ezekiel 22, and real quick, I just wanted to hit on something, the point that you was bringing out in the book of Acts, and what you went to in Ecclesiastes too, because judgment doesn't come right away. You know, the hearts of men are fully set to do evil, right? Because that judgment is not coming, and really what that does is it creates a lack of fear of the Most High God, because brothers aren't getting judged, because we're not seeing, you know, people drop dead right away. We're not seeing the Most High promoting people, you know, right away for an offense, because we are in a time of grace. We are in what's the word? I can't think of it right now, but we are in a dispensation of grace.
Mm-hmm.
We're not seeing brothers smoke down right away. We're not seeing sisters smoke down right away. And because that judgment is not happening, hey, we think that, oh man, you know, I can get away with this. Oh man, I can do this. Oh man, I can, you know, I can go and say, oh yeah, I'm going to come out, but I know I'm not going to come out. I know I'm not going to do this. I know I'm not going to do that. Right? Oh, brothers need help reading. Hey, they'll be all right. You know, brothers need help at camp. And you know what? They gonna be all right. Somebody will come out and help, right? We really truly don't have a real true fear of the Most High God, right? So I just want to get 2 Peter real quick. 2 Peter chapter 2 and verse 3. It says, "Knowing this first, that there shall come in the last days scoffers, walking after their own lust, and saying, where is the promise of his coming? For since the fathers fell asleep, all things continue as they were from the beginning of creation. For this they willingly are ignorant of, that by the word of God the heavens were of old, the earth standing out of the water and in the water." So real quick, it says that they are willingly ignorant, right? Saying, where's the promise of his coming? So a lot of times, and I'll say this for myself too, a lot of times we'll get comfortable, we get complacent in serving the Most High God, because we think, oh, we got time. I got time. You know, or the Most High is not going to come back, or Salaki, Yahushua is not going to come back anytime soon, right? I got time. I got time to get right. You know, right now I need to focus on these bills. Right now I need to focus on this job. And it's nothing wrong with that. But everything has to be in order and in its place, right? The Most High needs to come first before everything, right? And as in the story that the brother just had me read out of Acts, right? When you think that you're lying to your brothers or to your sisters, you're not lying to them. You're lying ultimately to the Most High God, right? That's why I said, hey, let your yea be yea, let your nay be nay. Right? If you can't do it, you're not gonna do it. Hey, just say, man, I'm not gonna be able to come. I'm not gonna be able to do it. Right? But hey, it's like it, man. My bad. You wanted Ezekiel.
As Ezekiel 22, 26, and 27, man. We're gonna hit a couple of these. I can't because this is a whole class in itself. False prophets, false teachers. This is a whole class. I literally got mad precepts on this, but it's a lot more things I want to talk about. I got a lot of stuff in this lesson, obviously. This is part 2. But let's just hit that, and we're going to hit a couple of these. We're gonna move.
All right, Carl. And this is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 22. You want me to start at 25?
If you want to.
All right, come on. This book of Ezekiel, chapter 22. I'll start at 25. There's a conspiracy of her prophets in the midst thereof, like a roaring lion, ravening the prey. They have devoured souls. They have taken the treasure and precious things. They have made her many widows in the midst thereof. Her priests have violated my law, and have profaned mine holy things. They have put no difference between the holy and profane. Neither have they showed difference between the unclean and the clean, and have hid their eyes from my Sabbaths, and I am profaned among them.
Hey, listen, man. This literally sounds like the what is Howard's term he like to use? The Sunday church.
Mm-hmm.
That's the term, right? I don't want to get it mixed up.
Because
listen, I'll say Christianity. You know what I'm saying? That doctrine or dogma Christianity, because a true Christian is a follower of Christ. But I get the point. The Sunday church, because that's what they teach, because they fall in the doctrines of the Nicolaitans, the doctrines of following of sun worship. You know what I'm saying? The doctrines that are not actually of the Most High God. These are these people right here that we're reading about, these false prophets. You know what I'm saying? It says they put no difference between the holy and the profane. You know what I'm saying? Between the clean and unclean. Listen, pork, shrimp, crab, all that is good. Being a homosexual is good. All of those things that goes against the Most High God that's unclean, you decided to make clean. You even violated the Sabbath day. You moved that around and changed the days. Now your Sabbath is whatever you feel. Your Sabbath is the Sunday. You know what I'm saying? Your Sabbath is however you feel it. You know, hey, listen, it's deception. It's wickedness. And if you do this, and if you teach like this, you're going to die. You're going to be destroyed. Let's get, I'm going to read, go to 2 Timothy 4:3 for me. I'm going to read this in Isaiah 30:9. It says, this is a rebellious people, lying children that will not hear the Lord of Lords, which say to the seers, see not, and to the prophets, prophesy not unto us right things, speak unto us smooth things, prophesy deceits. Yo, we literally want that.
Right.
Deception is like sin. It tastes good to the palate. It tastes good to the palate. The truth, man, is bitter. Sometimes the truth is hard, man. Hits you in the chest like a shot of tequila. It burns. It don't taste good like medicine. It don't taste good. Right. What would the scripture say? Give me smooth things. Like what Octave say, smooth things, man, with a V at the end of that. Give me smooth things, man. I don't want a rough road. I don't want a rocky road. I don't want to go through trials and tribulations. I don't want to be refined.
Right.
I don't want to hear the correction.
Right.
Tell me I look handsome. Tell me I look beautiful. Tell me my dress is nice. Tell me like watch in my hat. Tell me my fringe is on fire. You know what I'm saying? I want to hear the smooth things, man. You know what? These things are deceptions, man. Let's get that 2 Timothy 4:3.
This is the book of 2 Timothy, chapter 4, verse 3. For the time will come when they will not endure sound doctrine, but after their own lusts shall they heap to themselves teachers having itching ears, and they shall turn away their ears from the truth, and shall be turned unto fables.
Hey, time will come. This is the time now. You know what I'm saying? That our brothers, our sisters, even in this truth, man, won't endure sound doctrine. You know, I can't hear sound doctrine. I gotta make up my own thing. This is the thing. I gotta make up my own thing. Listen, because I says after their own lust, they move into their own spirit again. That's spiritual warfare. Deception, spirit, yo, man, this is war. And we keep getting caught by the tricks of the enemy, man, the tricks of the devil. Man, I got a lot of precepts in this, man. Yo, 2 Corinthians 11:13 says, for such false apostles, deceitful workers, transforming themselves into the apostles of Christ. And no marvel, for Satan himself is transformed into an angel of light. Hey, look, man, brothers and sisters is literally moving, looking like Israelites, looking like they're the apostles of Christ, but at the end of the day, they're apostles, they're false prophets, and they're deceiving us. You know what I'm saying? Because the devil literally means deceiver. That's what the devil means. You know? Go ahead.
This is 1 Corinthians chapter 11 and verse 19. For there must be also heresies among you, that they which are approved may be made manifest among you. Right? Just going to what you're saying, man. There's a lot of false doctrines, but those things must come. Right? They must be there to show who is approved. Right? To show who is out there studying and doing the work of the Most High God. To show who really is steadfast in this truth and not being blown to and fro with every wave of doctrine, right? Not listening to this person saying, "Oh, it's okay. We got grace. We got grace," or we're in the land of our captivities. We can't do that, right? It's so many doctrines out there, not sound doctrine, right? To get brothers tripped up, right? But I yield, man.
Hey, a bro told me his Sabbath is whatever day his off day falls on.
Wow.
Hey, listen, you coming up with your own doctrines, man. Coming up with your own doctrines, man. And that's what we talking about. And that's what we talking about. Listen, I got a lot of precepts on that, but we got a lot of stuff to talk about today. So I want to get to it. Temptations, 1 Corinthians 10 and 13. It says, there has no temptation taken you but such as common to man. But God is faithful, who will not suffer you to be tempted above that ye are able, but will with the temptation also make a way to escape, that ye may be able to bear it. Temptation is a mean obstacle in our fight, in our battle, in our war. It's a mean obstacle. Yo, go to Judges chapter 16 for me, Baba Kashab. We talked about, I don't know if y'all remember, but we read the whole Proverbs chapter 7. We talked about that woman who went after that young man in Proverbs chapter 7 and enticed him. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, it was a path to death for them. That temptation, you know what I'm saying, is a path to death for most of us. When we tempted away into sin, when we tempted away because of our fleshly desires, it literally is a battle and a fight. Hey, you're not gonna be tempted with something that you don't want.
Right.
You're never gonna be tempted with something that you don't want. I don't get tempted when brothers are smoking weed because I don't deal with smoking weed no more. I totally got rid of that. Like we were just talking about, I don't deal with pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster. Those things didn't even come into my mind as a desire. You know what I'm saying? And I talked about it. I did a little thing with a brother recently, and I talked about how I used to love coconut. I don't know how that even came up in the conversation, but it's something that I used to like. The fact of the matter is, it's not even a desire or a thought anymore. It's crazy because I don't even see, I used to buy it in the supermarket. I don't even see it in the supermarket no more. You know what I'm saying? I just happened to look one day and I'm like, I don't even see it. Like, they took it off the shelves or something. I'm so far away from those things, but I'm tempted from the things that I want. When I'm tempted to sin, I have to tell myself, are you willing to burn in hell for this one moment of pleasure? Hey, listen, that's deep. That's examining yourself. That's consulting yourself, counseling yourself, using the scriptures, the concepts that the Most High God gives you as an example on what's going to happen if you do go off. You've seen brothers get put to death, you know what I'm saying, for so many different things. Ecclesiastes 30:24 says, as his ways are plain unto the holy, so are they stumbling blocks unto the wicked. Man, the Most High God's ways are plain unto the holy. But sometimes, man, you know, there's stumbling blocks. The discipline becomes stumbling, especially in this place of grace that Yahweh was just talking about. is a stumbling block to those brothers and sisters whose mentality falls into the wicked path. Let's get into that. Let me read this real quick, right? Matthew 26:41. It's watch and pray that ye enter not into temptation. The spirit indeed is willing, but the flesh is weak. The flesh is very weak. So let's show some temptations. Let's show some bad judgments. Man, let's go to Judges chapter 16. Let's read 1 through 9. When temptation arises, we should think, what would you do? I thought it was what would Jesus do? That's how it was back in the day anyway. But what would Yahweh do, or Yahweh Shai do? I think that's what the brother's trying to say. What would Yahweh Shai do? You know, let's get this Judges chapter 16 and let's show a brother getting tempted and going after his own lust.
This is the book of Judges, chapter 16 and verse 1. Then went Samson to Gaza and saw there was an harlot, and went in unto her. And it was told the Gerizites, saying, Samson is come hither. And they compassed him in, and laid wait for him all night in the gate of the city, and were quiet all the night, saying, in the morning, when it is day, we shall kill him. And Samson lay till midnight, and arose at midnight, and took the doors of the gate of the city and the 2 posts, and went away with them, bar and all, and put them upon his shoulders, and carried them up to the top of an hill that is before Hebron.
This is just to show how strong he was, man. Go ahead.
And it came to pass afterward that he loved a woman in the valley of Sorek, whose name was Delilah.
So we already see, man. She was a harlot, and he fell in love with this woman, right? Okay.
And the lords of the Philistines came up unto her and said unto her, entice him, and see wherein his great strength lieth, and by what means we may prevail against him.
What did they want her? My bad. What did they want her to do? They wanted her to entice him. They wanted her to deceive him. Okay? Tempt him. That's another word to use too. Go ahead.
And see wherein his great strength lieth, and by what means we may prevail against him, that we may bind him to afflict him. And we will give thee every one of us 1,100 pieces of silver. You know what's
crazy? You know what's crazy, right? Delilah was going to get from every one of the people 1,100 pieces of silver, but Judas betrayed Christ. For what? 3?
I was just about to say the exact same thing. That's crazy.
That's crazy. She's gonna get 1,100 from many different people. From 3 of them, Slock it. It says every one of us. I don't know how many exactly it was, but it says. I just think that's something we think about, man. The deception, the betrayal. You know what I'm saying? For money, man.
Mm-hmm.
Let's continue on.
And Delilah said to Samson, tell me, I pray thee, wherein thy great strength lieth, and wherewith thou mightest be bound to afflict thee. And Samson said unto her, if they bind me with 7 green withs that were never dried, then shall I be weak and be as another man. Then the lords of the Philistines brought up to her 7 green withs, which had not been dried, and she bound him with them. Now there were men lying in wait, abiding with her in the chamber. And she said unto him, the Philistines be upon thee, Samson. And he brake the whips, as a thread of tow is broken when it toucheth the fire. So his strength was not known. And Delilah said unto Samson, behold, thou hast mocked me and told me lies. Now tell me, I pray thee, wherewith thou mightest be bound.
Hey, Slock,
this story is crazy.
His story is crazy, right? And there's two different stories of Samson being deceived and caught up over a woman too. This is the second one. This is the more famous one, Delilah. But there's another one too. We'll get into it at a different time. Hey, listen, man. The crazy part about this is you told her a story that wasn't true. She used that story against you, and then tell you. Then what she do? That's called gaslighting.
Right.
Right. Back 3,000, 2,000, whatever, how many, no, that's more than 3,000, 4,000, whatever, how many years ago, 5,000 years ago, you got gaslighting in the Bible.
That's crazy. Hey, but you know what? And Spilaki, real quick, this still happens today. This still happens today with brothers being set up, right? How many brothers been set up by a woman? Where the ops is lying in wait. This woman got the brother. Hey, the sister living in enemy territory, and she get you to go over to her house like a dummy because you're out there chasing tail. And now you go over there, your ops is waiting for you, and now you 6 feet down.
That's crazy, bro. And it's real. It's real.
Right.
Let's continue on.
Verse 11. And he said unto her, if thou bind me fast with new ropes that never were occupied.
You're still telling her. What are you still telling her for? My bad. Just read.
Then shall I be weak and be as another man. Delilah therefore took new ropes and bound him therewith, and said unto him, the Philistines be upon thee, Samson. And there were liars in wait abiding in the chamber. And he brake them from off his arms like a thread. And Delilah said unto Samson, hitherto thou hast mocked me and told me lies. Tell me wherewith thou mightest be bound. And he said unto her, if thou weavest the 7 locks of my head with web. And she fastened it with.
It's like, do y'all notice that every time, you know what I'm saying? Hey, people saying, man, that happened to my cousin. He did it to her husband. Dang, happened to my homie 7. Hey, listen, I know a story too. I could tell y'all where a sister did it to her man. You know what I'm saying? Back in the day, I remember got him killed. You know what I'm saying? She did a long time. She did a long time in prison for that too.
That's crazy. Do you see what she said? She said her cousin did it to her husband.
Yeah.
Yo, that's nuts.
That's the world. That's the world we living in from then till now. That's the world we living in. Yeah, set her husband up to be robbed. Yep. I know. Like I said, I know a sister that set her man up to be robbed. You know what I'm saying? And the dude she set him up to be robbed literally blew his brains out in the back. He was in the back of the car, blew his brains out. Like just like that. Damn. I mean, but listen, it happens today. But the point that I was making is why she keeps saying the Philistines. The Philistines upon you, Samson. She using his biggest enemies at that particular point in time over and over again.
Right.
How if somebody's asking me, how can I infiltrate your army? How can I take away your strength? How can I combat your strategies of war that you have? Am I going to give you that information if you keep asking me?
Lie.
Yo,
lie.
Man. And this goes back to what we was talking about earlier. Watch who you speak to. At one counts 1,000. Prove your friends. You know what I'm saying? You gotta prove anybody that you're dealing with.
Hey, like the sister said, you gotta prove your own wife. That's crazy. Your own wife. The person who you supposed to be one flesh with. You gotta worry about being set up by your own wife. Yo, real quick, my bad. I don't want to detract from the story, but I had a partner. This was way back when. But his baby moms set him up. They had got him out she got him out to off. It was like a little trail, like a little place where people go off into the cuts, and it was dudes there waiting on them. Anyway, they whooped him up, cut his throat, slit his throat, it's only the Most High God that he lived through that. Dude had a fat, nasty scar on his neck from that. But they cut his throat and left him out there for dead. And this was from his baby mama. Did that to
him. That's crazy. Hey, listen, man, this is a story that happened just recently, right? And we're gonna keep it pushing. This is a story that just happened just recently. Boaz might have heard of it. It was in Cleveland, Ohio, where a young girl, right, went and had sex with her man, her boyfriend, knowing that she had AIDS. She had HIV.
Yeah, I just saw that. Wow.
You literally are trying to kill this man. For what? Because you got it? You don't even get no real benefits from that. And this is America, KKK. A lot of wives things. Husbands too.
That's a fact.
Joanne Chris said, my nephew just got killed last month because of his so-called baby mother said him. Hey, listen. We all got to say, hey, listen, yo, the battle that we fight is not just uncommon. It's something that we all, like, a lot of us gotta face and deal with. Like, these battles, man. We gotta deal with it.
Mm-hmm.
Let's knock this out so we can move on.
This is the Book of Judges, chapter 10, or chapter 16 and verse 14. And she fastened it with the pine and said unto him, the Philistines be upon thee, Samson. And he awaked out of his sleep and went away with the pine of the beam and with the web. And she said unto him, how canst thou say, I love thee, when thy heart is not with me?
Yes. How you gonna say you love me? Your heart ain't even with me. You won't even tell me the truth. I almost called her a B word. You trying to kill me. And you want me to give you the gun that's gonna shoot me in the back of the head. Sisters can set up husbands too by entertaining men and not letting them know that they're married. Hey, they could come outside with a little bit of clothes on, showing off all their assets, and next thing you know, their husband is fighting for his life because some random dude, then says some crazy stuff to him.
Right.
Hey, man, but hey, listen, this chick is gaslighting. We got to move on. I got more I want to teach. Come on, I don't want to do a part 3. Come on, let's go.
And she said unto him, how canst thou say, I love thee, when thine heart is not with me? Thou hast mocked me 3 times, and hast not told me wherein thy great strength lieth. And it came to pass, when she pressed him daily with her words, and urged him, so that his soul was vexed unto death. Yo, that's crazy.
His soul was, yo, she bugged him. His soul started feeling like he was gonna die. He probably was falling into depression. Like, come on, girl, leave me alone.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy. Go ahead, man.
That he told her all his heart, and said unto her, there have not come a razor upon mine head, for I have been a Nazarite unto the Most High from my mother's womb. If I be shaven, then my strength will go from me, and I shall become weak and be like any other man. And when Delilah saw that he had told her all his heart, she sent and called for the lords of the Philistines, saying, come up this once, for he hath showed me all his heart. Then the lords of the Philistines came up unto her and brought money in their hand. And she made him sleep upon her knees. God dang. And she called for a man, and she caused him to shave off the 7 locks of his head. And she began to afflict him, and his strength went from him.
Listen, that's why I'm not cutting my locks, man. I'm not cutting my locks, Eliel. I had to date him because he cut his locks off. Listen, man, I'm not doing that. And I'm just being funny with that. But the fact of the matter is, the brother gave a woman his heart.
Right.
It's everything. You know what I'm saying? He said it's sad when saying I love you is gaslighting. Yo, it is. But the brother really did love her. He told her the secret to his strength.
Mm-hmm.
He poured out his whole heart to her. He gave her everything that he was.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Or everything that he was capable of being. He gave her everything. And she took that information and used it to literally to destroy this man. And if you peep it right, she literally called the Philistines over, got the money, and while he was laying on her lap, somebody else came and shaved her head, shaved his head.
Yeah.
She had another man in the crib come and shave his head.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Hey, yeah, we already know the rest of that. They came, he power left from him. They came and they put him to, let's get that Micah 75 too. Weaponizing the love of a righteous man. And, hey man, they came and they put him, they plucked his eyes out, poked his eyes out. They put him in a grind where he literally is working all day long on a mill, grinding food. That's what he did until his hair grew back. He actually and they feasted around him and drank around him and laughed at him, probably spit on him, threw trash on him, all types of wickedness to him. You know, that's what happens when you don't prove somebody, you trust somebody. Let's get that Micah 75.
This is the book of Micah, chapter 7, verse 5. Trust ye not in a friend, put ye not confidence in a God. Keep the doors of thy mouth from her that lieth in thy bosom.
Ooh. Dang, I don't know how I missed that precept, but that's a perfect precept to go with that right there. Y'all should write that next to that Judges 16 and 19. Matter of fact, let me get a pen because I'm gonna write that down too. What's that? 7:5. Let me preset my Bible. I don't know what I'm doing, but we preset Bibles over here.
Right.
What's that? 7 and 5. Con, all praises.
Hey, y'all was talking about walking precept packet.
That's right. You got that Watchmen for Israel spirit, all the precepts. Hey man, listen, man. Part of the battle is that you have to come back, or you have to deal with the possibility of being lonely, man. Things and people important to you you might just have to let go. Listen, the word holy literally means kadash. It means set apart, to mean different from everybody else. Leviticus 20 and 26 says, and ye shall be holy unto me, for I, the Lord Yahweh, am holy, and have severed you from other people, that ye should be mine. Listen, man, literally severed and separated you from everybody else. You are the Most High God's, and everybody else is not moving in that same kind of path that you're moving in. Yo, listen, man, you might have to separate. Listen, Deuteronomy 7 and 6, Deuteronomy 14 and 2, 26, 18 and 19. It gives a clear difference between the children of Israel and everybody else. And if you're moving like the other nations, like the other people, you might have to separate yourself from them. David said this in Psalms 25 and 16. It says, turn thee unto me and have mercy upon me, for I am desolate and afflicted. I'm all by myself in the way I'm thinking, in the way I'm serving you, and I'm afflicted by all these people who want to take my head. Luke 4 and 24, he says, and he said, verily I say unto you, no prophet is accepted in his own country. Literally in his own country, where he's trying to deal with his family and his own people. Listen, you're not even accepted by your own, because they know you as a child. They seen your downs and your up. They seen when you were low. They seen when you were going off. Now you holier than now. Now you want to teach me the Bible. We were just talking to Blood 5 years ago, 2 years ago, 6 months ago. We was just doing this a couple of months ago. Now you moving different, Ak. Now you moving different, yo.
Right, because they ain't calling you Ak.
Now they ain't calling me Ak. I was gonna say the N word, but I be trying not to curse too much. You know what I'm saying? My Negro, my nigga, like that's what they gonna say.
Right. Right.
Man.
And you know,
Listen,
they go be like, I know y'all seen Malcolm X when he went and he seen Shorty and they was up in the bar and he was like, yo, you know, gonna know some smooth things, but let's go around the corner and you know, that's how they go be.
Yeah, yo, it sound good, but you know, I got this granddaddy Kush over here.
Right.
You know, I don't even know the new strands or none of that. I don't even keep tracking none of that stuff. I got this right here though. You can go around here. I got a couple bras, I got a couple sisters, you know, around the corner, laid up in the hotel. We can go check them. You know what I'm saying? You know, I got a hustle. You know. Hey, Deuteronomy 13:6 says, if thy brother, the son of thy mother, or the son of thy daughter, or the wife of thy bosom, or thy friend, which is as thine own soul, entice thee secretly, saying, let us go and serve other gods which thou hast not known, thou know thy fathers, name the gods of people which we are around about you, nigh unto thee, or far off from thee, from the one end of the earth even unto the other end of the earth. That's Buddhism. We don't deal with that's not never been around us. You know what I'm saying? Thou shalt not consent unto him, nor hearken unto him, neither shall thy eyes see him, neither shalt thou spare, neither shalt thou conceal him, but thou shalt surely kill him. Listen, we living in a time of grace, but in the law, which we're going to go back to, you're supposed to kill your own family, your own father, mother, children, cousin, lover, husband, wife. You're supposed to kill them if they try to take you away from the will and the word of the Most High God, man. Yo, Luke 14:26. Go grab Matthew 12:46 for me, Baba Kashar. Luke 14:26 says, if any man come to me and hate not his father and mother and wife and children and brethren and sisters, yea, and his own life also, he cannot be my disciples. Is he talking about literally hating them? No, he's talking about willing to let them go, even letting your own life go. If you're not willing to let those things go out of your life that's becoming stumbling blocks to you, you know what I'm saying? In the army, right, or in the military, you can't have a respect of persons because you're my cousin. I can't look past your evil deeds because everything needs to be in discipline. You know what I'm saying? Because you my sister's or my wife's brother, I can't look past that. You know what I'm saying? We gotta have order and discipline. If you're not willing to let these things go, even your own life, if you're not willing to sacrifice your own life for what you can't be a Christian. You can't be a disciple of Christ. It's impossible. Let's get that Matthew 12:46. Now let's read that down to 50. This is one of Eliel's precepts that he bring out all the time.
This is Book of Matthew, chapter 12, and verse 46. While he yet talked to the people, behold, his mother and his brethren stood without, desiring to speak with him. Then one said unto him, behold, thy mother and thy brethren stand without, desiring to speak with thee. But he answered and said unto him that told him, who is my mother, and who is my brethren? And he stretched forth his hand toward his disciples, and said, behold my mother and my brethren. For whosoever shall do the will of my Father which is in heaven, the same is my brother and sister and mother.
Hey, listen, you do the will of the Father, man. That's your husband, that's your mother. That's, you know what I'm saying? Right. These are your people in the sight of Christ. This is what Christ is teaching. You might have to be willing to let things go. I'm not telling nobody to divorce their husband or their wives. I'm saying you might have to be willing. You got to prepare for this battle, right? The conditions of the battle. Well, you know what? We might have to be willing to let someone go, man. You know what I'm saying? You might have to be willing to risk your own life in the midst of the battle.
Right.
That's right. That's right. That's another precept that I had, Octaves. not that I come to bring peace. Nay, I came to bring division. Luke 12:51.
Right.
And listen, Amos says, can two walk together unless they except they be agreed, man. Hey, listen, our women. Go to 2 Kings chapter 11. I know we're running up on the 2-hour time, you know. I won't say I got a couple more precepts, but I'll probably be lying. I got a lot, but I don't want to hit everything, but I want to hit major points. Go to 2 Kings chapter 11 and verse 1.
You said 2 Kings or 2 Corinthians?
2 Kings 11 and 1. It said, our women, right? Jeremiah 31 and 22, it says, how long wilt thou go about, O backsliding daughter, for the Lord has created a new thing in the earth, or woman shall compass a man. Listen, that's not the order, but we out of order. The battle that we fighting in this particular part of the battle is not being in order. You got literal people in the army who want to be a general. You know what I'm saying? You got people in the army who don't know the position as a private or as a captain or as a lieutenant. They want to do whatever it is that they want to do. They want to jump on the cannon. They want to ride in the tank. They want to drive on fly in a plane. Never touched a plane in their life, but they want to get in there and do it. No training, no skill set. Ain't count the cost. Yo, this is a battle that we gotta fight, man. Let's get that 2 Kings chapter 11 and verse 1, and let's show the wickedness of a sister, straight up and down. It's the wickedness.
This is the book of 2 Kings, chapter 11, verse 1. And when Athaliah, the mother of Uzziah, saw that her son was dead, she arose and destroyed all the seed royal. But Jehoshaphat, the daughter of King Joram, sister of Uzziah, took Joash, the son of Uzziah, and stole him from among the king's sons, which were slain. And they hid him, even him and his nurse, in the bedchamber of Athaliah, so that he was not slain. And he was with her, hid in the house of Yahweh 6 years. And Athaliah did reign over the land.
Yo, not only did she kill all of the young kings, all the young princes of Israel, you know what I'm saying? Literally reigned as the queen in Israel. Go ahead. Who knows? And the question for y'all: who knows whose daughter this is? Who knows who her mother is? Who knows who Athaliah's mother is? We'll leave that for the chat. Go ahead.
In the 7th year, Jehoiada sent and fetched the rulers over hundreds, with the captains and the guard, and brought them to him unto the house of Yahweh, and made a covenant with them, and took an oath of them in the house of Yahweh, and showed them the king's son. And he commanded them, saying, this is the thing that ye shall do. A third part of you that enter in on the Sabbath shall even be keepers of the watch of the king's house. And a third part shall be at the gate of Sur, and a third part at the gate behind the guard. So shall ye keep the watch of the house, that it be not broken down. And 2 parts of all you that go forth on the Sabbath, even they shall keep the watch of the house of Yahweh about the king. And ye shall compass the king round about, every man with his weapons in hand. And he that cometh within the ranges, let him be slain, and be ye with the king as he goeth out and as he cometh in.
What verse you want?
9.
God, let's drop down to verse 12 for me, Brother Shah. I had to drop down, but let's drop down to verse 12 and let's read that down to 16.
Verse 12.
That's right. I see Sister Kana, I see Abaya. Ain't nobody else know that answer? That's right. Literally, this is Jezebel's daughter, and most likely Jezebel and Ahab. But let's go. Let's keep reading.
Verse 12. And he brought forth the king's son, and put the crown upon him, and gave him the testimony. And they made him king, and anointed him. And they clapped their hands, and said, Most High saved the king. And when Athaliah heard the noise of the guard and of the people, she came to the people into the temple of Yahweh. And when she looked, behold, the king stood by a pillar, as the manner was, and the princes and the trumpeters by the king. And all the people of the land rejoiced and blew with trumpets. And Athaliah rent her clothes and cried, Treason, treason. But Jehoiada the priest commanded the captains of the hundreds, the officers of the host, and said unto them, Have her forth without the ranges, and him that followeth her kill him with the sword. For the priest had said, Let her not be slain in the house of Yahweh. And they laid hands on her, and she went by the way by the which the horses came into the king's house, and there was she slain.
That's right, man. Hey, listen, literally, a sister tried to usurp authority over not just the man, all of the princes, but the whole kingdom of Israel. Listen, this is a battle that we have to fight. Some sisters feel like their position. Some brothers want to give them that position and idolize our sisters. Hey, we got to watch that, man. We have to watch that. And we're not necessarily totally getting on the sisters, but hey, it's a fact. This is what happened. And we got to be reminded all of these scriptures is for our examples. You know what I'm saying? So we got to be reminded to watch your spirit. Or you can be brought out where the horses be brought out and be put to death. You know what I'm saying? Just like her. You see what happened to Jezebel? They had the dogs lick up her blood off the ground.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You got to watch how you moving. Hey, listen, man, our children, literally. Isaiah 3:2 says, After my people, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them. O my people, lead thee, cause thee to err, and destroy the ways of thy past. Man, our children, man, like we literally fighting a warfare, and our children can be a distraction. Our children can be a reason for us dying. Because how they move, because the order has been changed, because us as men hasn't held up our end of the bargain in our covenant and in our agreement with the Most High God. Now we in a place of Babylon, which is confusion, where everything is flipped on his own daggone head. Oh, second Esdras, what he dropping? Hey, Ezekiel 14 and 16 and 44. Like mother, like daughter. The daughter, hey, that's a good precept. You want to read that?
Yeah, huh? That is a good precept.
Let me go to second. Let me go get the next one in second Esdras. If somebody want to put it in the chat, second Esdras 5 and 2 and 8. That's what I'm reading next.
And this is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 16, and verse 44. Behold, everyone that useth proverbs shall use this proverb against thee, saying, As is the mother, so is her daughter.
Hey, talking about what we was just reading, man. Jezebel and Athaliah, man. Both wicked as hell. You got to watch, or you're going to be an example to your daughter, and she come out of your footsteps. You know what I'm saying? Being however you are. That's deep. Hey, listen, man. You talking about our children, right? I'm in the book of Second Esdras, chapter 5, and I'm gonna read verse 2. It says, But iniquity shall be increased above that which now thou seest, or that thou hast heard long ago. So listen, iniquity is going to eventually increase, and that's where we at right now, where iniquity in this earth has increased. I'm gonna drop down to verse 8 in this chapter. It says, There shall be a confusion. We were just talking about Babylon. We were just talking about how things flip on his head, and everything is confusion. There shall be a confusion also in many places. Fire shall be sent out again, and the wild beasts shall change their places, and menstruous women shall bring forth monsters. Hey, listen, the wild beasts shall change their places. We can look at that as many different things, but the people that's supposed to be underneath us as beasts are actually going to rule over us. Menstruous women who have a mind state of just what I want to say, abomination or in sin, or uncleanness. Let me use that word, uncleanness. Because when a woman goes through her menstrual cycle, she literally is unclean. You know what I'm saying? So a menstruous woman shall bring forth monsters. So they'll literally raise children to grow forth or come forth as monsters in the mind and in the abilities, things that they do. You know, even our rap songs today, look at it. Murder, rap, murder, kill, sex. It's all the abilities that a beast would do.
Mm-hmm.
What you got, I'm gonna kill you and I'm gonna sex you up. And I'm gonna sex up your girl, your wife. These are things that a beast would do. And this is what we're dealing with today. You know, 2 Peter 2 and 12, but these are natural brute beasts made to be taken and destroyed. You know, these people are literally made to be taken and destroyed. If you read on 14, it says having eyes full of adultery and they cannot cease from sin, beguiling unstable souls. In a heart they have exercised with covetousness, covetous practices, cursed children, man. These people, man, are literally causing our people's destruction. These children, and we're helping them. Why are we? Jeremiah 2 and 30 says, "Why do we trim our ways? So why trimmest thou ways to seek love? Therefore, hast thou also taught the wicked ones thy ways?" Listen, we trim our ways to seek love of our children, or seek love of our partners. We never trim our ways to seek the love of our. Oh, yes, we do. We trim our ways to seek the love of our enemies. You know what? That's a bad battle strategy. That's a bad battle strategy. We at war. I'm not gonna stop my attack or my planning because you know what I'm saying, your wife is having a baby on the other side of, you know what I mean? If anything, I'm gonna attack. If I get that information, I'm gonna use that information to try to attack. I'm just using that as an example. But we trim our ways to seek love, man. We trim our ways for our own heart's desire, man. You know, which is not the Most High God. Men, yo, do me a favor. Go to 2 Timothy 3 and 1. I'm trying to get through this. Hey, men, man. Lamentations 4 and 1 said, "How is the gold become dim? How is the most fine changed? The stones of the sanctuary are poured out in the top of every street. The precious sons of Zion, comparable to fine gold, are they esteemed as earthen pitchers, the work of the hand of the potter." Listen, man, we are supposed to be made fine gold. We literally go through our refinement to be polished, to be refined, to be pure gold. But how is that gold now dim? How is that gold now dim? Because we're not being refined enough. We throwing away the refinement process. We don't want to fight the battles no more. If you survive many battles, you know, you get medals and you accomplished in war. You know what I'm saying? You get recognized as someone with the abilities to survive battles in war. You get that without fighting the fight. You don't get that by standing on the sidelines. How you ever gonna know, or the Most High, or anybody gonna know the abilities that you have if you're not in the thick of it? Let's get that 2 Timothy 3 and 1.
This is the book of 2 Timothy, chapter 3 and verse 1. "This know also, that in the last days perilous times shall come. For men shall be lovers of their own selves, covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful, unholy, without natural affection, truce breakers, false accusers, incontinent, fierce, despisers of those that are good, traitors, heady, high-minded, lovers of pleasures more than lovers of God, having a form of godliness, but denying the power thereof. For such turn away. For this sort are they which creep into houses and lead captive silly women laden with sins, led away with divers lusts.
Hey, listen, man. The order is, man. The Most High got your house, child, man, woman, child, man. You know what I'm saying? That's the order. And when we out of order, man, we listen, man. We leading after we let Johnsons lead us. We going after our own lusts, our own desires. You know what I'm saying? Literally will lead our women into destruction. And you know what that means? That means our whole nation will be destroyed. That means all the gold will be dim. What we just read, Octave, so as the mother is, so will the daughter be. Well, listen, as the man is, so will the whole house be. Damn. And who making stacks in the background? Hey man, that's crazy to me. I'm gonna read this right here. We're gonna move on. 1 Kings 2:2. I go the way of all the earth. Be thou strong, therefore, and show thyself a man. This is the advice that King David gave to Solomon before he died. You know what I'm saying? Be thou strong, therefore, and show thyself a man. All the men, women, children, you know what I'm saying, continue to be strong. And men, show yourself a man in your capabilities, not by your might, you know what I'm saying, but by wisdom. Hey, listen, man, we gotta let go of material wealth. Also, I don't want to drag this. I don't even want to hit this too hard. But we already know, man, we got to store up our treasures in heaven, and we can't hold on and maintain the things that are subject to this world, man. Subject to, because ultimately moths and everything else will destroy it. Hey, listen, man. Conditions of the battle. We got to watch the mouth. You got to watch your mouth. James 3:2 says, "For in many things we offend all. If any man offend not in the word, the same is made." It's like this. The same is a perfect man, and able also to bridle the whole body. We put bits in a horse's mouth, that they may obey us, and we turn about their whole body. Even so, the tongue is a little member and boasts of great things. Behold, how great a matter a little fire kindleth. And the tongue is the fire in a world of iniquity. So is the tongue among our members, that it defileth the whole body, and setteth on fire the course of nature. And it is set on fire of hell. And every kind of beast and birds and serpents and the things in the sea is tamed and have been tamed of mankind. But the tongue, no man tamed. It is an unruly evil, full of deadly poison. This is a battle we got to fight. Controlling our daggone mouths. Watching what we say is a battle we continuously have to fight. You say the wrong thing, that could be the death of you. Or it could be life for you. You got to watch what we say, man. I was going to go to Sirach 28, but let me just hit this and we're going to move on. Matthew 12:36. Hey, I'm on it. That was my, hey, that's what I'm talking about. I love that. Somebody dropped the next precept that I have. I love that. Matthew 12:36. But I say unto you that every idle word that man shall speak, they shall give account thereof in the day of judgment. For by the words thou shalt be justified, and by the words thou shalt be condemned. You gotta watch what you say, man. You gotta watch what you say. You know what I'm saying? Words have destroyed marriages. Super con. Gotta work on Gotta work on that. We gotta work on these things, what you say, and literally are destroying friendships, marriages, you know, and it's something that I need to work on too. Salvation issues, man. And we get ready to wrap it up, and I'm trying to move on. Salvation issues, man. Forgiveness. Forgiveness is a salvation issue for you. If you don't forgive, if you don't fight that battle on that battlefield, Most High God ain't dealing with you. He's not gonna forgive you.
Mm-hmm.
Let me hear Luke 6:27 for me, Baba Kishar.
This is the book of Luke, chapter 6 and verse 27.
Let's read that down to 31.
You said down to what?
31.
Okay. Book of Luke, chapter 6 and verse 67. You said Luke and 6 and what?
Luke chapter 6, and start at verse 27.
Oh, verse 27. Blocking, my bad.
Yeah.
Luke chapter 6 and verse 27. But I say unto you which hear, love your enemies, do good to them which hate you, bless them that curse you, and pray for them which despitefully use you. And unto him that smiteth thee on the one cheek, offer also the other. And him that taketh away thy cloak, forbid not to take thy coat also. Give to every man that asketh of thee, and of him that taketh away thy goods, ask them not again. And as ye would that men should do to you, do ye also to them likewise.
Hey man, hey, this is a salvation issue. This is a battle that we gotta fight. That I ain't gonna front. Sometimes I'll be losing on this front. Like I think us as Israelites, sometimes we lose on this battlefront.
Facts.
We fight in multiple different battle fronts, right, on this war. And some things, man, we charging ahead. Some things, man, we kicking butt. And some things we getting our back broken, like not pause. Some things we getting our head. I don't even know what to say. Sometimes we getting beat up. You know what I'm saying? In this particular instance, you know, forgiveness is a salvation issue.
Taking L's.
Say it again. You taking L's.
L's on this.
You taking L's on this, man. You taking L's on this. We taking L's on forgiveness as a nation. You might be able to forgive a brother or a sister in a particular point in time, but as a nation, we taking L's on this, heavy L's. Man. You know what I'm saying? Hey, we see in the Lord's Prayer. I'm gonna read Matthew 6 and 14. But if you forgive men their trespasses, your heavenly Father also will forgive you. But if you forgive not men their trespasses, neither will your Father forgive your trespasses. And we bring this out all the time because this is a major issue. This is a major issue right here. Spiritual warfare, we need that shield. That's right. I did a class a while back, like maybe it was like last year, about putting on a whole armor of God. You know what I'm saying? And we need forgiveness in that armor, man. If we don't have forgiveness, yo, I've done too many things. I need to forgive. I need to work on it because I'm losing. I'm not where I need to be. And I know a lot of our brothers aren't there also. Do me a favor, y'all. Do me a favor, y'all.
Hey,
when I get a chance. Go ahead.
Let me finish reading on that Luke, man.
All right. Go ahead. I was gonna skip over it, but you said it, so let's do it.
Yeah, no, we got to get that. Verse 32.
You might have to go, man. Since you here with me, we good. Go ahead.
Con, this is the book of Luke, chapter 6 and verse 32. But if ye love them which love you, what thank have ye? For sinners also love those that love them.
Hey, you know what? Salaka. Let me read this for you, and you break it down.
Con.
All right, we have verse 33, Luke 6 and 33. And if you do good to them which do good to you, what think have ye? For sinners also do even the same.
Yo, and that's cold right there. And man, like you was just saying, man, we taking L's on this, and I have to stop and I have to, think about this as how it applies to myself too, because there's been being totally transparent, people in the truth that's done things to me. I've said out my mouth, I hate that person because of what they did and how they crossed me and how they wronged me. And I've really had hatred in my heart towards that individual. And I have to stop and I have to, and that's the hardest thing, to be like, man, let me pray for this person. Let me say a prayer for them. Let me get this out of my spirit of I hate them and I'm wishing ill on them, because I'd catch myself doing that, right? Because of how they did me. But what difference is it from us and from anyone who's not in the truth if we're doing the same things that they're doing, right? It's easy to love somebody and to treat somebody good who's treating you good, or who's saying all the right things to you. But it becomes a challenge when you know that person has crossed you. You know that person has slandered your name, right? Has told lies about you, has put crazy thoughts in people's heads about you that you know not true. You know it's false, right? But they dragging your name through the mud, right? That's the test, right? And are you gonna pass the test or are you gonna fail the test? You know, are you gonna succumb to that fleshly, to those fleshly desires and like, oh man, they hit me, I'm gonna hit them back, right? Or are you gonna do what Yahushua is telling you to do, right? And I think about it. I'm gonna yield with this one. I think about the incident that had happened with the brothers, and I forget what state they was in, but they was both teaching at the same camp spot. And they got mad, and they was like, "Oh, we was here first. Don't come on another man's, what you say?
Foundation.
Yeah, foundation, right? Don't come on another man's foundation." And they both out there trying to do the same thing. Wake up, Israel, right? And then the brothers end up fighting against each other. They out there, I mean, boxing. And then they go to the law, and they're like, "Oh, well, we was right." Because and then they start pulling out the law, right? Forgetting what Yahushua came for to expound upon it, right? That none of that was taken into consideration. The love of their brother wasn't taken into consideration, right? Hey, 77 times you must forgive thy brother, right? Facts. But if you forgive, neither will your Father which is in heaven. Yo, and that's facts. And so that's why the brother's saying this is the salvational thing. This is a salvational issue, because now my salvation is in jeopardy because I don't want to forgive this person that almost cursed, that saying effed over me. Now my salvation is in jeopardy, because with fear and trembling, I'm supposed to work out my own salvation. So regardless of what they did, I gotta, with fear and trembling, like, yo, because I know that I done some cold things in this world. I know that, yo, when I was in the world, I was in the world. But now I'm looking to the Most High to forgive me for all those things that I've done. Even when I've been in the truth, when I've slipped and I've fallen, I'm still looking to the Most High to forgive me for those things that I've done. Most High, please forgive me. Right? But yet and still, I don't want to forgive my neighbor. I don't want to forgive the next man. Right? Even if she hasn't come and apologized to me and say, yo, forgive me. Even if they haven't. Right? Am I going to let that go, or I'm going to still have that bitterness and be angry about it, and be upset about it? And now my spirit is completely off because I'm harboring those feelings or emotions. Yo, I yell. My bad.
Hey, that's it, man. That's it. Hey, listen, man, you gotta know that you're going off by not forgiving your brother and sister. Like, sometimes it's hard, and that's what we failing at, but you gotta work on it. You gotta work on that. You continue pushing and continue fighting, or else whole position is gonna get lost and you get overflanked in the battle. That becomes a salvation issue, man. And we don't need that. Hey, listen, man, got a couple more things. We almost there. Matthew 26 and 36. Hey, listen, one part of the condition of the battle is staring death in the face. We talked about earlier about us having willing to put our life on the line for this truth or for what we believe. We put our life on the line for our families, for our loved ones, you know what I'm saying? But we got to remember that even Christ had to stare death in the face. Matthew 26 and 36. Then cometh Yahushua with them unto a place called Gethsemane, and said unto the disciples, sit ye here while I go and pray yonder. And he took with him Peter and the two sons of Zebedee, and began to be sorrowful and very heavy. Who are the two sons of Zebedee? Let me get that in the chat. Who are the two sons of Zebedee? Let me get the answer in the chat. Ooh, that's a hard one, right? Let's get that. Who are the two sons of Zebedee? Let me say verse 38 again, or verse 37 again. And he took with him Peter and the two sons of Zebedee, and began to be sorrowful and very heavy. Then said he unto them, my soul is exceeding sorrowful, even unto death. Tarry ye here and watch me. Even Christ was sorrowful. Even unto death, his soul was sorrowful. 39, and he went a little further and fell on his face and prayed, saying, O Father, if it be possible, let this cup pass from me. Nevertheless, not as I will, but as thou wilt. Let thou will be done. The water. I see everybody in the chat. James and John, the son of Zebedee. I mean, Khan, all praise to the Most High God. I got that. But yeah, man, listen, man, we got to be willing to accept the will of the Father, even unto death. You know what I'm saying? Seeing our mothers or fathers or children be on a deathbed, seeing them losing the life that they was, changing from a person who they used to be into this a shell of a person now, is a hard thing to deal with. But this is also a condition of the battle that we must fight. We must accept the Most High God's plans for our lives. We got to. You know what I'm saying? And we got to push forward and continue to battle and continue to fight. All of these afflictions, all these battles, all these fights are for our strengthening, man. Man, there's so many preachers on this too. Let's try to wrap it up. Hebrews 12:10, it says, for a few days chastened us. Let me read this again. For they verily for a few days chastened us after their own pleasure, but he for our profit, that we might be partakers of his holiness. Now no chastening for the present seemeth to be joyous, but grievous. Nevertheless, afterward it yieldeth the peaceable fruit of righteousness unto them which are exercised by it. So the trial and tribulation, the refining process, they'll give it to us for our punishment, but the Most High is given to us for our profit. You know what I'm saying? This is called affliction for our strengthening. The afflictions that we have to go through, literally for our strengthening. You can go back up on that. Hebrews 12, read 5-8. Give you some more inspiration on that. Man, it's a lot of precepts. Let me hit this real quick. 2 Corinthians 12:9. And he said unto me, my grace is sufficient for thee. You read this earlier, matter of fact. And he said this unto me, my grace is sufficient for thee, for my strength is made perfect in weakness. Most gladly, therefore, will I rather glory in my infirmities, that the power of Christ may rest upon me. We read verse 10. Therefore, I take pleasures in infirmities, and reproaches, and necessities, in persecutions, in distress, for Christ's sake. For when I am weak, then I am strong. We got to go through all of this so we can be exercised in strength. It's like lifting weights. It's like practicing the trumpet or the saxophone, playing ball, shooting over and over again. We got to get exercise by going through these things so we can become perfect. Our jump shot in our ministry and following after Christ. Let's not even use an analogy on it. Let's follow after Christ, follow after the word of Most High God. We can become perfect through the exercising of our continuous through persecutions. Man, y'all go ahead.
No, what you were just saying, it's crazy. I just watched the video. It was by what's that dude that used to play for the Wizards?
I know you're talking about. He pulled the gun in the locker room.
Yeah.
Y'all know in the y'all basketball fans. Y'all know in the Gilbert Arenas. There you go.
Yeah, Gilbert Arenas. So he was talking about actually Kobe Bryant, right? And he was talking about how he had watched Kobe, but he was calling him Mamba. He was like, man, I watched the Mamba, and I watched him put up 500 shots, just using his left. And we know Kobe was right-handed, but he said, he was already practicing for if he ever got hurt and he needed to shoot with that left hand, right? and he was practicing shooting taking those jump shots with the left hand, right? And when the time came, when that test came in, his right arm was hurting. He had to shoot with his left. He was able to shoot with his left hand. But I want to really get this precept here real quick, and then I'm going to yield it back. This is the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 9, and verse number. I started verse number 24. Know ye not that they which run in a race run all, but one receiveth the prize? So run that ye may obtain. And every man that striveth for mastery is temperate in all things. Now they do it to obtain a corruptible crown, but we an incorruptible. I therefore so run, not as uncertainly, so fight I, not as one that beateth the air, but I keep under my body and bring it into subjection, lest that by any means, when I have preached to others, I myself should be a castaway, right? And that's just that exercise, and that's just that working on yourself. That's that meditating on the scriptures, so that when those tests come, you're able to pass those tests because you've been meditating on the scriptures. You've been praying. You've been fasting. You've been rehearsing, doing those things. You've been practicing forgiveness. You've been practicing loving your brother, loving your sister. You've been putting these things already into action, so that it's second nature for you now. Hey, when that test comes and somebody really does something that can cause you to, or cause your salvation to become questionable, you're able to pass that test, right? But I'm gonna yield, man.
Hey, that's exactly what it is, man. That's exactly what it is. Y'all already know Sirach 2:1. Read that on down, maybe verse 11 or whatever. Just read that chapter again. 1 Peter 4:12 says, Beloved, think it not strange concerning the fiery trials, which is to try you, as though some strange things happen unto you. But rejoice inasmuch as ye are partakers of Christ's suffering, that when his glory shall be revealed, ye may be glad also with exceeding joy. If ye be reproached for the name of Christ, happy are ye, for the spirit of glory and of God rests upon you. On their part he is evil spoken of, but on your part he is glorified. Listen, we all getting this work. We getting these fiery trials, we getting these fiery darts, and they hitting their target, man. They hitting their target. Every once in a while they might miss the Wadi Yahweh for the misses, but the Wadi Yahweh for the hits also. When they hit you and you remove the dart, even if it got poison in it, when you get healed up, you become stronger. You know what? You become poison resistant. You know what I'm saying? Your flesh gets a little bit stronger. You can resist your flesh a little bit better. You know what I'm saying? So the trials that you go through, man, it ought to make you stronger. As Pastor Yah just read, as gold, Wisdom of Solomon 3:6, as gold in the furnace has he tried them and received as burnt offerings. You know what I'm saying? Start at 5. Wisdom of Solomon 3:5. And having been a little chastised, they shall be greatly rewarded, for God proved them and found them worthy for himself. All praise to the Most High God. Listen, we got to overcome all the stuff that we're going through. 2nd Ezra 7:58 says that if he be overcome, he shall suffer as thou hast said. But if he get the glory, he shall receive the things that I say. If you fall and the worries and the things of this world overcome you, you're going to suffer. But if you can overcome and receive the glory, you get all the promises, all those things that are meant for us, man. Man, listen, 1 John 4:4 says, ye are of God, little children, and have overcome them, because greater is he that is in you, that he is the world. Listen, man, the Most High God is in you. He's greater than the devil, in any deceiving, any deception, anything that comes your path, man, he's greater. Revelation 3:5, he that overcometh, the same shall be clothed in white raiment, and I will not blot out his name out of the book of life, but I will confess his name for my Father and before his angels, man. Listen, we got to overcome. 2 Corinthians 4:8, we are troubled on every side, Every side. They coming from the back, the right, the left. They coming from our own people, our enemies, our health issues, our own personal desires. We troubled on every side, yet not distressed. We are perplexed, but not in despair. Persecuted, but not forsaken. Cast down, but not destroyed. Hey, I think that's mighty right there. No matter what it is that we going through, man, we got to continue to persevere. We got to continue to push forward. Man, hey, listen, let me hit this. These are some of my last precepts. I do have a lot more, but I want to, all right, I'm not going to read that because that right there is good, but I'm going to say that for a different lesson. Hey, let me hit this right here, a couple more precepts, and I'm going to do the rest of your Sabbath. The water Yahweh. Drop a 7 in the chat for me if y'all been enjoying the lesson. This kind of rejuvenated my spirit a lot. The water, man. I love y'all brothers and sisters, man. I love congregating and doing the work with y'all, man. Listen, 2 Timothy 2 and 4. No man that warreth entangles himself with the affairs of this life, that he may please him who has chosen him to be a soldier. That we can't continue to worry about the things that's coming at us. The Most High God chose you to be a soldier for a reason. Even you sisters, you are on the front lines of this thing. You are the first to teach the children. You are a pillar of rest and a support for your husband and the man. If you don't got a man, you are an example to other sisters coming up. You know what I'm saying? You are also on the front lines. You know? So listen, man, don't entangle yourself with the ways of this world. Just keep pushing and becoming a great soldier for the Most High God. All right. Let's see. It's like one or two more that I want. I'm trying to find the ones that I want. I love this precept. 1 Timothy 6, and I'm going to read verse 11, right? And 12. But thou, O man of God, I'm going to say that again. O thou, O man and woman of God, children of God, flee these things and follow after righteousness, godliness, faith, love, patience, meekness. Fight the good fight of faith. Laid hold on eternal life, whereunto thou art also called and hast professed good profession before many witnesses, man. Continue to fight. It's good fight, man. And Romans 25 says, who shall separate from the love of Christ? Shall tribulation or distress, persecution, famine, nakedness or peril or sword? I know I read that kind of fast. Romans 8 and 35. As it is written, verse 36, as it is written, for thy sake we are killed all the day long. We are accounted as sheep to the slaughter. Nay, in all things we are more than conquerors through him that loved us. For I am persuaded that neither death nor life, nor angels, nor principalities, nor powers, nor things present, nor things to come, nor height, nor depth, nor any other creature shall be able to separate us from the love of God, which is in Hamashiach Yahushua, our Lord. Man, I strong. I love that precept right there too. Listen, I'm skipping over things. But I love this, man. I love this right here. This really made me feel good. Second Edge 8 and 51. I hope this might be my last one. It might not be, but Second Edge 8 and 51. But understand thou for thyself, and seek out the glory for such as be like thee. For unto you paradise is open. The tree of life is planted. The time to come is prepared. Plenteousness is made ready. The city is builded, and rest is allowed. Yea, perfect goodness and wisdom. The root of evil is sealed up from you. Weakness and the moth is hid from you, and corruption is fled into hell to be forgotten. Sorrows are past, and in the end show the treasure of immortality. Hey, man, I love that. All praise to the Most High God. 2 Timothy 4 and 7. I have fought the good fight. I have finished my course. I have kept the faith. Henceforth there is laid up for the crown of righteousness, with the Lord, the righteous judge, shall give me at that day, not to me only, but unto all them also that have loved his appearing. Amen. Let's hope to be able to say that at the end of days, man. Let's hope to be able to say that word for word from the heart. I have fought the good fight, and I have finished my course, and I have kept the faith. So we can get all of those things that's promised to us in verse 8. Amen. that's the end of my lesson. I ain't gonna hold you. I got a lot more, but I'm gonna shift stuff around. I'm gonna add them to another lesson, and y'all gonna get to work. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't gonna give it to you right now. Hey, what's up, Howard, man? You got something?
No, that was good teaching. That was good teaching. And man, it rejuvenated me. Rejuvenated my spirit, man.
All praises, all praise to the Most High God. I know them brothers are Most High willing. Them brothers getting ready to teach again. Out to the Haran. I ain't gonna lie, I had a lot more. Yeah, I do. I got a lot more precepts, but shoot, it's almost 3 hours. If I was in North Carolina, I would make you sit right there and read every precept I got. Hey, listen, man, I love y'all. I love y'all. I love y'all. I want to show y'all something before y'all jump off. Hope y'all can see this. If y'all can see this, can y'all see that? Can y'all see this on the screen? Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's there. It's there.
I got all my sisters with me. No hating, envy, or jealousy. Every time we roll deep. Cause I got all my sisters with me. We're at. It's time to come correct. All my sisters, let's connect. Look. Across you ain't gotta lack. No weapon from the gift is gonna prosper. That's a fact. Plus, say my soul got your back. When that devil in your ear, better relax, don't react. We the pillars, we the crowns. We gon' hold our brothers down. Papa's 31, rapping till we hear that trumpet sound. What? This is a virtue. Don't let this cold world divert you.
Hey man, this is the She annual She brunch and Flash to the Ground. They do a lot of work in the community, feeding the homeless, clothes drives. You know, if y'all want to donate, if y'all want to help them out, this is the Zelle, the Cash App, the PayPal, the Venmo. You got all this information right here. I don't know if they even have any tickets left for the event, but hey, listen, they do a lot of work. Yo, sisters, brothers, you know, support the sisters, man, who actually trying to do the work in the community. Sisters helping each other. All praise the Most High God for them sisters, man. My sister Kanai. So you got a few tickets left. You know what I'm saying? Let's make it happen. Let's get in there, man. Let's get these tickets, man. Don't delete me sis.com. Jump up in there. If you can, come support the sisters. It's going to be in Atlanta. I want to say July 27th. Got the dates. Give me the date. Give me the date again, sis. Give me a date again. I think it's July 27th. I think that's the date. She kind of slow on the texting. But I think that's the date. You know, we pushing this for our sisters. 27th through the 28th. See, I gotta trust myself a little bit more. July 27th through the 28th. You know, these are the tickets gonna be in Atlanta. Most High willing, y'all can support the sisters one way or another, and let's keep that rolling. One more thing I need to show you. Judah just reminded me before we end this off. I know a lot of people done jumped off, and I should have showed it earlier. Let me get it. The 21st annual Hebrew Summit. We are actually hosting Mashra Yasharala. We are hosting the summit in Greensboro, North Carolina. This is going to be the 29th through the 31st. You know, if you've been to a summit before, it's always a good time, a good vibe. I think I've been to 2 so far in Florida, and then we hosted one also in Atlanta in the past. Had a great time. You know, Thursdays the meet and greet. Hey, summer's gonna be fire. Friday is camp. You know, out there on the streets. You know, it's Friday, so before the Sabbath hit, the sisters gonna be selling stuff and putting stuff out there that you can buy before the Sabbath. Saturday is the actual summit. We'll be all coming together. We're gonna be worshiping the Lord. We're gonna be doing whatever we need to do as a unit, as people, to talk about issues and try to get each other's right. And the First is cookout. Always had a good time with the cookout. Just be able to kick it with brothers, you know, have a good time. Might playing some basketball out there, you know, whatever we gonna do, man. We gonna do it for. Hey, listen, anybody got some spades game with them? Bring them, and we gonna show you stuff on the spades table too, just to let you know. I'm not a dominoes guy, but you know, spades. Y'all better bring your A game. Hey, please, Baba Kasha, if you feeling it, if you into it, please donate to the school, HOS School. This is our Cash App. None in this world's cheap, and we trying to keep the doors open. We trying to keep going and pushing forward. So please remember your brothers and your sisters, because we are a congregation, we are a family. So please remember us.
Nobody off no table.
What'd you say?
No, keep on going. My bad. I was just talking to Judah, talking about he walking sisters and brothers off the table. We go see.
Hey, listen, I ain't never seen you play spades, Howard. Judah's pretty good. You know what I'm saying?
You wildin'.
We ain't gonna have a whole conversation about spades. Hey, listen, we gonna show in person, show and prove. I know if you were a re-nigga, if you're going back to your old vomit and you a re-nigga, don't even come with that energy. I tell you that right now. I ain't with it. You know what I'm saying? Bring your A game. Hey, listen, but man, if your heart is moving, donate to the school, AHOS school, cash sign, the Cash App. Just trying to do. Hey, listen, we can talk about it too. Every dime that we get, we put into the school. We put in and try to help the community. And we and the school is really in a not the greatest of communities. Let me say that. So we trying to reach out to the people out there. We trying we can. So we need y'all assistance. So please remember us. Yeah, man, and that's what that is. You got something else? Yeah,
Just man, look forward to seeing everybody out there, man. It's a good time. It's a good time for brothers and sisters to come together, like-minded. You know what I'm saying? Putting forth the praise to Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai. It's a good time. I've only been able to go to 2 summits. I went to the one that we had in Atlanta. I went to the summit that they had in Houston, and at both summits I had a really great time. And all praise to the Most High. You know, we get to host this one, and I know it's gonna be a good time. It's always a good time to meet and to see brothers and sisters, and to be able to come together from all parts of this country, you know, because we scattered. So it's a great time for us to all come together and be able to, man, touch and agree. It's a beautiful time. So if y'all can, please, Baba Kasha, come out, be with the family.
Con. Hey, listen, I play Uno too now. Don't get it twisted. I play Uno too. Hey, look, man, we having a unity camp for the 4th of July in Atlanta. We getting up with the servants. Couple other camps is gonna be coming. I know Iron Horn of Zion. I talked to Israel, a couple of them brothers the other day. They definitely coming out here that weekend. That Sunday, if I'm not mistaken, is the French Fest. The brother Monologue is running that. A lot of Hebrew Israelite artists out there, man. That's gonna be fire. We working on a flyer. I just want to give y'all a heads up. But that weekend, the 4th of July weekend, we're gonna be in Atlanta. If y'all up to it, man, pull up on us, man, Judah. Because you know you don't come to Atlanta except for Passover. Come to Atlanta, man. Pull up on us, man. Do it. Let's do it big, man. Let's support the servants and the other camp that's gonna be out there. Support your camp, your brothers in AHOS, and man, let's do it. And with that, man, let's get Daniel 7:18. Let everybody enjoy the rest of the Sabbath. The water Yahweh, man. I ain't even gonna front, man. My spirit was totally off this week. It's been off heavy this week. This week feels so good. I'm glad I did. I'm glad I didn't give up on this class. I ain't even gonna hold you, man. Someone was in my ear telling me, no, don't teach it. Tell Judah and them to teach it, and tell them to teach the class. Anybody else. And I did, and I feel so much better, man. So all praise to the Most High God for that, man. Let's get that Daniel 7-18.
Con, this is the book of Daniel, chapter 7 and verse 18. But the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever.
Hey, come out that black screen, man. By Shimma Mashiach Yahushua. Come out that black screen, man. See, you always trying to hide your face. I told you about that earlier.
There you go.
Hey, listen, all praise to the Most High God, man. Yahweh Ba'Shem Mashiach Yahushua. This is Sabbath Morning Brew. I'm your brother Haran. I'm with.
All right, your brother Yahweh.
Hey, man. Y'all keep pushing. Y'all keep fighting, man. Matter of fact, I'm about to play the song from my brother Akano. Fighting, man, and y'all keep praying, man. There you go. Hey, keep doing it big for the Most High God, man. And with that, shalom, shalom, shalom.
All praises to the Most High. And I ain't letting know. Tell the devil it ain't enough. Nah. Matter what you going through, keep going. I'm sure if they had their way, I've been stopped. See, I can see them from a mile away. They in the cut, know how I play it. Been the fool, won't start the day. And I'ma play my part. Much is given, much required. I won't let them trick me out my place. Never got a show. I'm from how they play it hard. Don't know why I thought that it would change. When I came in, it's true. Once you peep the facial loans, then you cool. The way they play the game, flaw, I never do. Stay in your place, I'm like a paw to these little dudes. And we gon' get most out of praise, he brought me through it. My mind stay like anything we could do. We putting work up on this faith and we improve. I try to tell them I ain't new to this. First we did it, now they doing this. Sticking to the manuscript. I think they follow the blueprint. Elohim sending me did not go. Tell my enemies to step it up. Tell the devil it ain't a no. Keep on going on and on and on and on and on. I'm fighting. I'm fighting. I ain't letting no. I'm gonna keep on going on and on and on. It ain't a no. And on. Tell the devil it ain't a no. I'm fighting. Look at all that we done been through. We done overcame all that they pretend to. We don't fold, we don't bend. We knew we in due time, we would overcome. It's like a jungle sometimes. It made me wonder how I keep from going on. Gain experience, I don't worry. Most I said, look up at the birds, think about it. Call them bird brain, but somehow they maintain. If I do that for them, if for you, don't you think I'ma do the same thing or more? Gratitude, grateful. You said no one gotta support you, I separate. Get to walk together, let's stay agree. Be the hand, I be the knee. Don't matter to me, get on your job, no indeed. Don't wanna hear your sob story, no indeed. Teach you how to live this life for peace. Take the choice, blessings the curses. You know we in the week, and you can't stand next to me if you pretend. Before the 12, we ain't doing to the end. Go on and on and on. I'm fighting, yes sir. I'm fighting. This the West go.